In a dark stone hallway, stained with a long, gnarly trail of blood, a woman with intense golden eyes, Yahello, is standing over a dude who's clearly had a bad day. Down on the floor, Yahello is gasping for air, his face a mess of bruises and blood. The glowing tip of her sword is right at his throat, daring him to move. He slumps back against the wall, totally defeated, a faint demonic purple light flickering in his eyes as he breathes out. He just can't believe it. Who knew this woman was so ridiculously strong? He knew her name, of course, Yahello, the direct bloodline disciple of the Sword Supreme. His mind flashes back to her insane skills. He remembers watching her carve through hundreds of demonic humans like they were made of paper, a total blur of golden light and sharp steel. Every single one of them wiped out in one attack. This was the Divine Blade, Yahello, the legendary hero who took down the heavenly demon himself. You know, the guy who started this whole bloody war in the first place. Back in the present, she yanks him up by his torn clothes, getting right in his face. She snarls, her voice shaking with pure rage. I'm sure you know where the remaining demonic humans went. If you feel even a tiny bit of guilt, and Yahello does know. He wants to tell her, he really does, but he physically can't. His throat is wrecked, but worse, he's under a bind. It's a demonic curse slapped right onto his heart by the heavenly demon pulsing with forbidden magic. Seeing his silence, Yahello's anger cracks, and you can see the raw desperation underneath as tears fill her eyes. This is your last chance, she pleads. Everyone wants you dead, but if you help me, I will do everything I can to save you. So please, please. He can see right through her desperation, and it's not just about justice. It's all about a man named Meteor Blade Zhang Xianyan, her fiancé, who got himself kidnapped by the demonic army. Yahello almost has to laugh at how ridiculous this is. The strongest woman in the entire world, brought to her knees by love for just one guy. She grabs him and throws him across the room. Her face twists with agony and fury as she cries out, "Had I known you were this vile, I would have killed you when I first met you. I regret not having done that so much." Her words spark a weird memory in his fading consciousness. He thinks confused. The first time we met. His memory of their first meeting is totally different from hers, picturing a younger, almost innocent version of her in a busy market. Where did it all go wrong? He wonders. But it doesn't matter now. He's a traitor, a backstabber, and this is just his karma catching up to him. Yahello turns her back, wiping away her tears, but a sudden noise makes her whip around. Yahello is now on his knees. "What are you doing?" she starts to ask. He suddenly retches, coughing up a massive glob of dark blood. He can't speak, but that doesn't mean he can't act. He dips his finger into the puddle of his own blood and starts writing on the cold stone floor. He knows exactly what's coming next. This is the heavenly demon's demonic art. It's a curse designed to make sure you stay loyal. The condition is simple, to not betray the demon cult. If he breaks that one rule, his heart is set to explode. Her voice starts to fade into a distant ringing in his ears. Yahello, why are you suddenly bleeding? He can barely even hear her as she rushes over to his side. A random thought crosses his mind. What if I told you I was framed, that none of this was my choice? Would you even believe me? He looks at her desperate face. Nah, it's way too late for excuses. There's no point anymore. He finishes drawing the last character with his own blood. And just like that, the curse kicks in. His heart gives one last violent throb, and then it just erupts. A geyser of black energy and blood bursts straight out of his chest. He staggers backward like a puppet whose strings just got cut. Why did I live this kind of life? Is his final, agonizing thought. His life flashes before his eyes. He sees a memory of a dying woman in red, her hand resting on his cheek. "Brother," she whispers with a smile, "be happy." He collapses to the floor, completely dead. Yahello can only hold his lifeless body, her desperate calls echoing in the empty hall. All of his regrets, both big and small, had built up to this tragic life. His purple eyes go dim as the darkness finally takes him. But then, he's conscious again. He's somewhere totally different, a place bathed in an eerie green light where a young girl sits all alone among bones and rubble. A footstep splashes in some water nearby. Yahello finds himself in a strange, dark space, lit by a creepy green glow. Kneeling in front of him is a girl with green hair, her eyes bleeding. She seems to recognize him, asking softly, "Is it you?" She looks up at him with a broken smile and whispers, "I am so sorry." He just stares back, his purple eyes giving absolutely nothing away. Suddenly, a desperate scream rips through the silence. Yahello. The voice is Yahello's, who is back in the real world, weeping over his dead body. His corpse lies perfectly still as her tears fall onto his face. The scene fades to black. We see a single cryptic phrase flash on the screen, "Even this life." The memory shifts again, this time to a different rainy night. He's holding another woman, this one with white hair, as she bleeds out in his arms. She weakly touches his cheek, asking, "Are you crying?" He just scoffs, denying it completely. As if, this is just rainwater. She gives a faint, knowing smile, her breath hitching as she says, "I see you're not crying." With her last few moments, she looks past him toward the sky. Has the moon risen yet? He looks up and confirms that it has. A small, peaceful smile appears on her lips. "Both are here then," she murmurs, her hand clutching his. "Good." But then her strength gives out. Her hand goes limp, falling away from his. She's gone. Who was Gi Yangchun? Gi Yangchun of the Shaanxi Gu clan was born into a noble family of the Orthodox faction. He lived his entire life as one of them right up until the moment he betrayed everyone and joined the demonic cult. After the demonic cult lost the Great War, Gu Yangchun was captured and tortured as a prisoner of war. He ultimately dies a totally miserable death. His purple eyes slowly close for the very last time. Everything goes completely white. Then a tiny childish voice cuts through the emptiness. "Potato," it says again. "Guan Potato." Gu Yangchun's eyes snap wide open. He is completely and utterly bewildered. Standing right in front of him is a scruffy little girl holding out a giant potato. He's no longer a dying warrior in a hallway soaked in blood. He's now a young boy standing in the middle of a crowded marketplace. He looks around, totally lost, as people just walk past him without a second thought. His mind is a total blank slate of pure confusion. What in the world is happening? Gu Yangchun is totally bewildered, smack dab in the middle of a crazy busy market. He's asking himself, what in the world is happening? He's like, pretty sure I absolutely broke the heavenly demon's big rule. He remembers it crystal clear, his heart literally exploding from internal damage. I'm pretty sure I died in Yahello's arms, he thinks. But get this, his heart is beating totally normally right now. Like nothing even happened? Dude's completely confused, then he notices his hands. They're small and clean. Okay, this has to be my younger self, he's thinking. Is this some kind of wild dream? But why? He spots this girl holding a basket of potatoes. Wait, he thinks, is this when I first met you? That question is just hanging there. He sees this potato with a bite mark on it in her hand and bam, another memory hits him. What did I even say back then? He remembers it. He slapped the potato right out of her hand. Then he stomped on it with his foot. And yeah, he said some seriously not nice stuff to her that day too. Was that really me? He's just cringing hard at the memory. Still convinced this is a dream, he figures he must have some major regrets about this exact moment if his brain is playing this back. The girl, she's kind of stammering, so you don't like potatoes? But instead of being a jerk this time, he reaches out, smiles, and says, thanks, I'll totally enjoy it. Then he just bites right into the potato. Whoa, but that thing is hot! Ouch! He yelps, totally caught off guard by the heat, even in this dream. The girl just bursts out laughing. Your face is totally red. Her bright laugh just cuts through the tension. Suddenly a guard is yelling, young master. He's sweating bullets. Young master, you just vanished and this is where you were? It's his bodyguard. What was his name again? Yangchun's younger self is kinda recognizing him now. He remembers this dude's name was Mu Yan. Mu Yan spots Yangchun's burned tongue and gets instantly angry. But Yangchun stops him, and then he asks for something. Mu Yan is like, pardon, completely incredulous. Yangchun insists the honey cookie. I know you've definitely got the last one. Mu Yan, looking totally unsure what his young master is even doing, hesitantly pulls out that final cookie. Yangchun turns to the girl. Want this? She looks like she can't believe it at first. He gives her a bit of a sheepish grin, handing over the cookie. I got a super delicious potato from you, and honestly, this is the only thing I can give back. Ha ha ha. Man. Her mouth is just watering looking at that honey cookie. Whoa! Suddenly a voice shouts out, Why, grandfather, she yells back. She runs right into his arms, totally relieved. He's scolding her gently, the worry just melting away. I told you not to let go of my hand. She's just chirping back, oblivious. It's okay. I even got the potatoes. Her grandfather is not having it though. You brat, the potatoes aren't the point. He's instantly checking on her, his voice filled with concern. You aren't hurt anywhere, are you? Nope, I'm totally fine, she reassures him, looking completely innocent. Yangchun is watching this whole scene play out. He gets this weird feeling like it's strangely familiar. This person, he thinks, this unsettled vibe is starting to brew. Then she adds this shy little admission that totally breaks the tension. I also gave one potato to him, she points right at Yangchun. Her grandfather's serious face just drops. He immediately drags her forward. My granddaughter here, she doesn't know the ways of the world at all, he says, bowing super deep in apology. She committed a serious offense against the young master of a prestigious family. I am truly, truly sorry if she offended you in any way. Yangchun is like, no, it's totally fine, elder. He's being genuine here, honestly thankful. If anything, he adds, I'm the one who should be saying thanks. He explains it simply. I just happened to get hungry and thankfully she gave me a potato, which I absolutely enjoyed. He offers the cookie sincerely. This honey cookie is really the only thing I can give her back. so if it's okay, will you accept it? The elder is speechless. But the girl? She's instantly eager. Waya's totally okay with it. She beams, her joy just contagious. Grinning from ear to ear, she snatches that cookie. So sweet and shiny, she cheers, her eyes just sparkling. But her grandfather is firm. Absolutely not. We cannot accept something so precious. He declares it resolutely. Then, young master, we shall not bother you any longer and disappear. He just whisks her away. Yanshun shouts out, Elder! Just one moment. The grandfather, still thinking Yanshun is maybe secretly angry, offers himself. Young master, if you're still upset, please take it out on me. But Yanshun cuts him off with pure kindness. He places the cookie in Seola's hand and says, Here, this is my answer. See you later. The elder is still skeptical, his silent ponder hanging in the busy market air. As they walk away, the grandfather remarks, That child. Then, his voice quivering with emotion, he starts. Why, you found him. They exchange polite bows as they part ways. Gu Yangchun and Mu Yan just watch them go, silent for a moment. Finally, Yanchun lets out a big sigh of relief. Young master, were you feeling uncomfortable about something? Mu Yan asks, his concern solid. And here's the shocker. Gu Yangchun remembers. That elder, he was the leader of the Miriam Alliance until just a little while ago. He was one of the legendary Three Supremes, like the strongest guys in all of Miriam. He was known as the Sword Supreme. Why Hyogun? What in the world is the Sword Supreme doing hanging out in a place like this? Yanchun is just grappling with this completely wild scenario. He's thinking, even if this is some kind of dream, I still almost got myself killed. As they leave, Waya gives him this cheerful wave. Man, that just leaves him with this weird, bittersweet memory. Mu Yon is nudging him. Young master, we really need to head back now. Yeah, let's go back. Gu Yangchun agrees. He's thinking to himself now he doesn't have any regrets anymore, and that it's totally time for him to finally wake up from this dream. Except, a little while later, he's still there. Mu Yon is announcing they've arrived. Yanchun is just staring at this massive grand entrance. He's totally confused. Inside his head, he's asking, why is this dream still going? If this was a dream, I should have already woken up. And then the big question hits him, is this somehow connected to the heavenly demon's curse? While he's standing there at the gate, he hears this super familiar voice. Fascinating, the voice says. The voice is actually complimenting him for not running away, for choosing to stay for the clan head's arrival. And who is it? It's Flamesword Gyeonseo, his second oldest sister and the person who hated him the most. Yangchun realizes everyone is gathered here because the clan head, their father, is about to arrive. Yeonseo immediately goes on the offensive. She accuses him of planning something shady. She storms up to him, super aggressive, her aura practically screaming. She's warning him to cut the nonsense and just leave. But Yangchun? He's totally unfazed. He just calmly says he only came because, well, he had to. That's rich, coming from someone who's never attended any of these things. Yeonseo smirks. Yeah, my bad, he admits. He states he'll apologize to the clan head later. This declaration? It absolutely shocks them, Mu Yan included. Suddenly, his sister just screams, Gu Yangchun! Her shout unleashes this absolutely tremendous fiery explosion. Flames just rip across the ground instantly. She's storming forward now, her aura just blazing with pure anger. Yeonseo is yelling at him to stop whatever trick he's pulling. Her rage is just spiking. Gu Yangchun, though, still composed. He just holds out his hand to stop her, telling her, hey, hold up, Dad's coming. And right on cue, their father, the clan head, arrives on his horse. He demands to know what all the commotion is about. Gu Yangchun and the squad are bow super low, showing major respect. And the patriarch? Dude's just staring them down, stone-faced, not saying a word. Yangchun is totally sweating bullets, sneaking a peek. But that death stare from the patriarch just keeps going, man. The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. Finally, the old man breaks the silence and calls over a minister. He's like, do you have a sword unit prepping right now? And the minister's all, yes, patriarch, first unit just came back and are resting, but fourth unit is ready. So the patriarch orders them to get the fourth unit fully kitted out and to call him when it's done. Meanwhile, Yangchun's over here thinking, is this real life or am I dreaming? Either way, that glare is seriously heavy just like always. The patriarch suddenly stops, looks right at Yangchun and says, third child, after dinner you're coming to my room alone. Yangchun is like, wait, what? Totally caught off guard. He even awkwardly hits up his buddies for some digestive pills, trying to chill out his nerves, you know? Night falls and the whole clan's gathered for this super formal dinner. Yangchun just sighs, looking at all the food laid out. Bro is internally freaking out about how stuffy and tense it is, wishing he could just bail. He's getting more and more antsy, like why on earth did the patriarch single him out? Then the patriarch turns to the second child, his sister, asking about her martial arts gains. Yu Yanseo, total boss, proudly announces she hit a new enlightenment, leveling up to a 3-star rank. The patriarch is all praises for her grind and dedication, telling her to keep it up. And Yang Chun's thinking, damn, that's actually pretty sick. Yang Chun even spots Yanseo, who's usually super serious, crack a small smile, though she snaps right back to her game face pronto. Third child. Uh-oh, the patriarch's voice cuts through, yanking Yang Chun right out of his thoughts. He gets asked about his recent trip, and Yang Chun nervously explains he just had some stuff to do outside, real vague. The patriarch suddenly stands up, pauses, but doesn't say anything else, just tells them to finish eating. For a moment there, it looked like he was about to say something, Yang Chun think. Yang Chun remembers that private meetings summon and figures he'll get the lowdown later. But plot twist. A servant tells Yang Chun the clan head actually wants him to get a good rest tonight and see him tomorrow instead. Yang Chun is super confused by this sudden change of plans. What gives? Alone in his room, our boy starts reflecting on this totally surreal situation, like, did he actually regress back in time or what? His thoughts quickly shift to a burning determination. He's even thinking, maybe he could even take down the heavenly demon this time around. Nah, that's absurd. Doubt hits him like a truck when he remembers just how unbelievably OP that dude was. In his past life, he killed all 3 Supremes. All these painful memories from the past where he was basically the heavenly demon's lackey come rushing back, and he's filled with regret. Man, those regrets are fueling his resolve big time. If this rebirth is legit, he's definitely making different choices. He's got this fierce desire burning inside him for a new life, one built on way better decisions. At first, Yang Chun thinks, okay, here's the plan. Lay low, stay quiet, and just wait for Yahello to deal with the heavenly demon problem. But then he's like, hold up. I can't just sit back and miss this golden opportunity. Nah, a super strong resolve kicks in. He's not repeating his past mistakes. No way, no how. So he starts focusing his energy trying to cultivate his inner chi, get those stats up. And check it out, he actually manages to form this small, fiery orb. It's not much, but it brings him a little bit of joy, a small win. He even chuckles, making a tiny little flame dance around his hand. Cute, right? But then he realizes, man, his internal energy is practically at level 1, especially when you compare it to his 3-star powerhouse sister. Still, this dude is absolutely determined to grind. He decides, alright, time to bust out the Gu clan's secret technique and get serious with the training. The Gu flame wheel art is the family cultivation technique, and Yang Chun gets on with his cultivating. Once he gets to 4-star, he'll be able to shoot out flaming internal energy just like his sister. How cool would that be? If he levels up enough to 7-star, he'll be able to wrap that fiery energy all around his body. But right now, he's just a measly 1-star. His goal? Gather and polish that internal energy to hit 2-star rank ASAP. And this time, Yang Chun is absolutely refusing to borrow any demonic power like he did in his past life. No shortcuts. Instead, he's all about increasing his own pure strength, conjuring up this powerful flame deep inside him. There's a problem though. He's got to know the physical limits of his tiny body. Overexertion could totally mess him up, and he could even die. Despite all the struggle, he feels this tiny spark of satisfaction. Progress, baby. He's checking out the results of his hard work. Yup, that flame right there means he's reached the 2-star level. He's definitely encouraged by the progress no matter how small, and vows to keep going, one step at a time. Dude trains so hard it's almost sunrise when he finally stops, and he makes a promise to himself for a different life, a better life than my last one. I am not doing any dumb stuff that could wreck my future. Then you hear a little bird chirping, signaling a brand new day is dawning. And bam! Yang Chun jolts awake with a groan. Oof. He's lying there flat on his back, wondering how in the world such intense training could make his entire body ache this much. Finally dragging himself up from his mat, Yang Chun admits he's been slacking on his training until now. Yeah, this is on me for not grinding sooner. Got a long road ahead, he thinks, but he's determined. He starts planning his day, deciding he'll hit up the clan head's room by the afternoon. Full of purpose, my man steps out of his room, ready for another day of serious training. Let's go. And who's sitting right outside his door? Hi again, says Yahello, just chilling there. Backstory time. One day a massive rift just tears open in the sky. Everyone's like, yo, is that a new star? But nah, this thing was brand new and seriously ominous. And then, bam. Out of nowhere, these crazy monsters start pouring out of that freaky space hole. Yeah, these weren't just any rifts, they were straight up gates to the demon realm. So what's humanity's answer? Every sect starts hardcore training their people because they were the only ones who could actually throw down with these demon beasties. They were known as sword units. Every sect needed to have one. But then you've got the Gu clan, absolute legends, flexing with not 1, not 2, but 5 sword units, and Yang Chun's eldest sister Gu Wabi was commander of the 5th sword unit. Our boy Gyu Yangchun remembers his time grinding under his sister's super strict command. Dude was a bit of a troublemaker back then, so you know he got the extra harsh training montage treatment. He's thinking, that was where I formerly met Yahello. Their next meeting, after the legendary potato incidents, don't ask, or maybe do, was supposed to be like 6 months later, but plot twist, fate was like, nah, let's speed this up. Suddenly Yahello pops up, all cheerful, waving and saying, hey, we meet again. Yangchun just stares, probably processing, then does a classic spin around and tries to make a tactical retreat to his room. But Seola's got that protagonist energy. She grabs his clothes, like, wait up. She's clinging on, and then her grandpa swoops in, scolding her, I told you, you can't just manhandle the young master like that. Whoops. Yangchun's just standing there, totally bewildered and probably a little overwhelmed by all this sudden attention. The grandpa Hyogun tells her, apologize to him now, and a super flustered Seola immediately goes, I'm sorry. Then the old man introduces himself as women, and get this, he says they'll be serving under Yangchun. Yangchun's thinking, hold up, why'd he say women and not Hyogun? Little detail, but our MC is sharp pun. Seola chimes in that she'll be helping her grandpa out. Yangchun, still trying to catch up, is like, serve? Who? What? Me? Then it clicks. These orders came straight from his dad, the clan head. He just sighs, if it's orders from the clan head, my father must have cooked this up himself. Seola, probably trying to read his vibe, formally introduces herself, nice to meet you. Yangchun, trying to be chill, tells them to just call him Yangchun. Waimun, ever the calm professional, just goes, I understand, young master. Later, Yangchun spots Wenmun, this absolute martial arts master, just sweeping. Waimun just looks over, gives a nod, and goes back to his pro-level sweeping technique. Yangchun's mind is blown. Is this for real? He's thinking. A dude this powerful doing chores? What is happening? Meanwhile, Seola is bustling around, trying her best to look super capable at these chores, but failing terribly at it. And then, disaster. She trips over a tiny rock and goes down, barrels and everything flying, total wipeout. Now all of the clothes are on the ground, and Seola lets out a sad little sniffle. Yangchun is just baffled, thinking, how can she be this bad at chores? She's supposed to have some insane martial arts talent. How can she be this clumsy? Man. Poor Yangchun. He's rubbing his temples, probably feeling a massive headache coming on from this whole bizarre situation. So Seola, still kind of sniffling, stands in front of Yangchun. Hey, why aren't you finishing your chores? Yangchun asks. Seola replies that she was told to follow him wherever he went. Says who, he counters. Grandpa, she declares. Guess there's no getting out of that. Yangchun's surprised that they made Seola his direct servant. Maybe they just dumped her on him because they didn't want to deal with him. He's deep in thought, wondering what's the plan in all this madness, when Seola approaches and fixes his robe for him. All done, she smiles brightly. And the results were, not very good. Yangchun turns to do it himself. The gears in his head are still turning. Does his father know who they were? Well, he did tell Yangchun to come to his room today, so he'll find out then. He still can't wrap his head around it. What the heck is going on right now? So as he's about to bounce, Seola dashes after him, yelling, Young master, wait, woo, where do you think you're going? Yangchun asks, totally exasperated. Stay here and at least try to get the hang of things first. You can see a little bit of sadness in her eyes as she just says softly, okay. And old man Weimun is just standing there, silent, watching everything go down. His face, totally unreadable, stone-cold poker face. Yangchun, probably trying to cut through the awkwardness, tells her, just focus on learning your job. But Seola still looks pretty bummed out. Then, just before he dips, Yangchun, maybe feeling a bit bad, throws out a lifeline, I'll bring you a treat, so try your best, okay? Suddenly, wham, the massive hall doors slam shut with a loud bang. Seola is absolutely beaming, already hyped for that treat. Her grandpa's just there, watching quietly again. A few minutes later, Yangchun mutters to himself, this is too scary. He's heading to a meeting, lost in thought about his past life. Man, we were never this close in my previous life, he's thinking. What am I even supposed to say to them? Clearly, he's kinda nervous about this whole new dynamic. He's totally planning to ask why Seola and Hyogun are suddenly chilling in his personal quarters. Then, out of nowhere, a voice booms, what are you waiting for? It's his dad right behind him. Yangchun nearly jumps out of his skin and lets out a curse. His father, with that super firm don't mess with me tone, just says, get inside. Yangchun, probably feeling about 2 inches tall, just squeaks out, okay. So they're sitting across from each other and the tension in the room is thick. Yangchun's internal monologue is probably screaming, cursing in front of the clan head. I should have just taken the L and died back there. His dad, the absolute unit, breaks the silence. Did you see the new servants? Yang Chun's like, yes, just met them this morning. So, what do you think of them? His dad asks. Yang Chun hesitates, choosing his words super carefully. Well, I'm grateful you got me servants for my convenience, but I'm kinda just wondering. Then, total silence. His dad just takes a slow sip of tea. The suspense. Don't ask me yet, his dad finally says. I'll let you know when the time is right. I understand, Yang Chun replies, all respectful, but inside he's like, so dad sent them as servants even though he knows everything? His mind is racing, wondering what kind of deal his dad struck with Yahello. His dad's voice snaps him back to reality. Don't sweat these minor details. Get ready because tomorrow you're heading to the Unified Dragon Assembly. His dad instructs Those words just hang there. The Unified Dragon Assembly, Yang Chun's frowning, trying to access that memory file. Ugh, unalive me right now, Yang Chun groans. Muyen's looking a bit worried here. So he asks Yang Chun, do you really hate going to this Unified Dragon Assembly that much? And Yang Chun's just like, yeah, pretty much. Okay, so this Unified Dragon Assembly, it's a super big deal, like where they pick new recruits for the sword units, kind of like a draft day for warriors that happens twice a year. And out of respect for the warriors who risk their lives for the Gu clan and the residents of Shanxi, it was important that those of the Gu clan bloodline be at these events. They won't require me to attend this if I'm dead right, Yang Chun jokes. Well, the clan head will probably kill you himself if you skip this, Muyen replies, and then he adds, even Elder Li is gonna be there. Yang Chun freaks out, wait, Elder Li? He said he would give you a beating if you run away again, Muyen says. Oh man, Yang Chun remembers Elder Li as being a total hard case, super strict and scary. We get this flashback of Elder Li just radiating pure intimidation. He was always on Yang Chun's case about discipline because, you know, he's the only dude in line to carry the clan's honor and all that heavy stuff. But get this, even though the guy was a nightmare, Yang Chun admits that Elder Li paid more attention to Yang Chun than even his father. Sad how I managed to turn out to be such a loser despite his lessons, Yang Chun mutters with regret. Pardon? Muyen asks. Nah, just talking to myself, Yang Chun replies. Yang Chun snaps out of his emo moment, realizing he's been mumbling to himself like a crazy person. He asks, alright, so when are we rolling out? Mujen's just like, soon as everyone's ready. So Yang Chun yells for Honghua, who's busy gabbing with the other girls, including little Siola. Honghua, you good to go, or what? And she's like, oh, my apologies, young master, just looking after Siola. Yang Chun immediately panics a little. Siola? Did she get into some shenanigans again? Quick pause for dramatic effect. And there's Siola looking absolutely adorable, sandwiched between two older girls just staring back at Yang Chun. And boom, Yang Chun blushes. What a softie. Siola then runs up all hyped. Young master, everyone said I look super pretty. Our boy blushes even harder, thinking, okay, yeah, she's actually adorable. Then Siola, bless her heart, asks Yang Chun if he thinks she's pretty too. Oh, the pressure. Yang Chun just completely short circuits. He gets all flustered and yells, what's everyone standing around for? Let's move it, people, totally trying to cover up how red he is. Next thing you know, they're on the move, and Siola's got her head stuck out the carriage window, totally stoked about her first carriage ride ever. One of the servants asks, is this your first time riding one? And Siola, with zero chill, goes, yeah, I legit thought horses were just like for food, but wow, they can run super fast too. What the heck? Meanwhile, Yang Chun's riding alongside the carriage and asks Muyen, hey, where'd you say this whole dragon assembly thing is happening again? Muyen, cool as a cucumber on his horse, replies that it's at the Heavenly Exchange, the most famous shopping district in Shanxi. Muyen's like, it's a 4-hour trip, might want to catch some Z's. Yang Chun's all for it, mentioning he's been grinding hard with training and is sleep-deprived anyway. But he can't rest because the girls are chatting up a storm about horse meat. Suddenly, Yang Chun literally shoves a honey cookie into Seola's mouth to get some peace and quiet. Savage move, bro. Finally, silence. Yang Chun kicks back to get some rest. But peace never lasts, right? Sometime later, Seola wakes him up. Nap time over. She tells him they've arrived. Yang Chun, still half asleep, peeks outside all groggy. They step out, and bam, they're in this insane, glowing city, absolutely buzzing with people. Yang Chun can instantly feel it. This event is huge. Some big shot named Chun Ishil, who's like the vice merchant head of the Heavenly Exchange, gives them the formal welcome wagon treatment. He mentions everything's running like a well-oiled machine, all thanks to Elder Li and Miss Gud. Yang Chun gets a chill down his spine just thinking about his second sister's terrifying game face. Man, he is seriously hoping he doesn't bump into her here. But you know how it is with plot armor, or lack thereof. His worst fear comes true, and bam, Yeonseo just struts right into his path. She throws him this nasty look, like he's something she scraped off her shoe. Yang Chun tries to be polite, hello sister, but she just snaps back, Don't hello me, you just annoy me by existing. Ouch. Then she warns him, basically. Don't you dare cause any drama here. There's nothing more hideous than shaming the family name. Our boy Yangchun promises he'll be super quiet, like a ninja, so she doesn't need to stress. But she fires back all fierce. I wasn't worried about you. Double ouch. Little Sayola is just hiding behind Yangchun, totally spooked by this scary sister energy. Yeonseo looks like she's about to pop a blood vessel and throws out another warning. Are you going to act like you usually do here too? Yangchun is just standing there completely clueless like, what are you even on about? She just scoffs, says some dramatic line like some things will never change and storms off. Then, slam. Door shut. Yangchun's left scratching his head, wondering what her deal is. Yangchun, ever the gentleman, apologizes to Chun Ishil for the family drama and they keep it moving. Then Yangchun's like, hey, can we make a quick pit stop before we crash? And where do they stop? Only at this absolutely massive epic arena. It's packed, it's grand, and both Yangchun and Sayola are just staring with their jaws on the floor. Yangchun's thinking about how these festivals are a way for merchants to flex their wealth on each other. Everyone's hyped for these festivals. Today it's all about celebrating the sword units and all their badass achievements. Tomorrow it's all about duels. This is how they pick the new members for the sword units. Talk about high stakes. Yangchun, though, is secretly pretty relieved that his family, the Gi bloodline, doesn't have to throw down in these things. He's just thinking, alright, my only job here is to kick back and enjoy the show and stay out of trouble. So Yangchun's chilling, looking down at the arena, and then, what's this? A massive, super intimidating shadow just appears right behind him. So you didn't run this time, a voice booms. Yangchun's eyes go wide, man, because the energy around him just cranks up to 11. This dude behind him reaches out for him with incredible speed. Yangchun's brain is screaming, gotta block this, as he braces for impact. Then, bam, the elder just pats Yangchun on the head, and our boy is completely bamboozled. What's the matter? The elder asks, grinning like a total troll. Still got a grip on him, the elder's like, didn't you always dip whenever you saw this old man? And Yangchun, straight-faced, hits him with, someone said they'd fold me in half if I didn't show up. Savage. Whoa, who would say something so messed up? The elder demands, totally caught off guard. Yangchun just deadpans. The second elder, no hesitation. Oh? We're talking back now, are we? The second elder grins and you can just feel Yangchun's cringe meter going off the charts. Yangchun's thinking, this dude has always had a weird fixation on me because I'm the clan head's only son. Meanwhile, Sayola sips off in La La Land and suddenly blurts out, it's a bear. Bears are delicious, and so are horses. The elder immediately just glares at her, super threateningly. Sayola, totally spooked now, starts stuttering her words. Yangchun, trying to de-escalate, is like, elder, you're kind of going to scare people looking at them like that. Then the elder drops a bomb asking Yangchun if the girl nearby is his concubine. Bro, what? Yangchun's totally blindsided like, what are you even saying, elder? Check the fit. She's a servant. Well, alright then. If you say so, the elder shoots back, still with that playful vibe even after that wild question. He tells Yangchun to get some rest for the big assembly because he needs to take part in it. Yangchun's like, alright, good night, but Saola's trying to make a quick getaway from this dude's clutches. Yangchun tries to dip, but hold up. The elder's got one last thing to say. Oh, and also, if you run, he starts, voice dripping with menace. Ominous. So Yangchun finally escapes with Sayola and she's all worried, asking, is the bear grandpa going to eat you? Yangchun just hits her back with, he's going to strangle you first. Cold, man. Cold. The elder watches them go, thinking to himself, yep, just as I thought. That kid there's definitely something about him. Alright, sun's up, and the venue is absolutely buzzing. It's the day of the Unified Dragon Assembly, and flags are flying, the big event day is rolling on. Let's go. Yangchun's checking out this massive line for the duels. No surprise there because anyone who could provide some kind of ID can instantly join. But still, Yangchun didn't expect it to be this packed. Sayola is still totally freaked out by Elder Lee, Bear Grandpa from yesterday. But even though she's nervous as heck, she's sticking close to Yangchun. Just stay home if you're so scared, Yangchun mutters. But she can't disobey her own grandpa's orders. Then Yangchun, what a troll, points to Muyan and says he can take down Bear Grandpa for them. Oh, this is going to be good. Muyan's like whispering frantically, dude, I can't touch the second elder. And seriously, stop calling him Bear Grandpa. Yangchun, being the menace he is, keeps teasing Sayola, telling her to just give him her head. She's so convinced she's about to get got, she asks Yangchun to buy her dumplings so she can at least die with a full stomach. What a mood. Then Sayola just casually drops this gem from her grandpa. Apparently ghosts look prettier if they die with full stomachs, especially if it's full of dumplings. The more you know, I guess? Muyan's watching this whole exchange with Sayola and comments, You actually treat this servant pretty well. Treat her well? Didn't you just see that? She just begged me for a dumpling. I don't think she quite understands what a servant is, Yang Chun mutters. And yet you bought it for her, Muyan smiles. Okay, Yang Chun doesn't have a counter to that. Muyan looks kind of thoughtful for a second, then tells Yang Chun, you know you set your way different from all the rumors I heard about you. Yang Chun's still a bit lost about these rumors, so he asks Muyan about his time as a guard, then it clicks. This guy was assigned right before his whole regression thing happened. Big brain moment. But their chat gets cut short when someone suddenly yells, Miss! Oh, drama incoming. Some lady is getting chewed out for just wandering around like it's nothing. You're worrying too much, the girl replies. This is the Unified Dragon Assembly. What can even happen with so many Gu Clan people walking around here? That voice. It totally triggers something in Yang Chun's memories. You know that feeling. Her bodyguard's all worried about bumping into the Gi heir, the main man himself. Wait, are they talking about me? Yang Chun thinks, but the lady's just like, nah, too many people, it'll be fine. Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer, folks. Yang Chun can feel the tension spiking. That ominous feeling? Yeah, it's definitely here. Then, the lady turns her head and spots Yang Chun from across the way. Eye contact. They just stare at each other for what feels like an eternity. Awkward. Or is it something more? Muyan leans in and whispers to Yang Chun that the lady and her guard look like they've eaten something horrible. Do you know them, young master? And Yang Chun? Oh, he remembers. You better believe he remembers every single detail. That shoulder-length hair, those beady eyes, he clocks her instantly. And that ring? It contains a symbol that appears when examined up close. No doubt about it. That's the mark of the Hibi Peng clan. This lady, standing right there before him, she was his former fiancée. So why was our boy Yang Chun set up with a marriage from the Hibi Peng clan, one of the 4 largest clans in the area? Simple. See, the Gu clan, who were just as loaded and powerful as the other top 4, had a kid around the same age as theirs who was destined to be the clan heir someday. The Peng clan probably figured, hey, linking up with the Gu clan, that's a major buff, a total win-win for them. But hold up. Here's the kicker. Our MC Yang Chun was a walking disaster zone back then, with more bad rumors than a leaky ship has holes. And man, he remembers exactly what nuked that whole engagement. It was the absolutely savage things he spewed at this girl. Yang Chun, playing it cool but totally caught off guard himself, is like, hey, that's my line. What are you doing here? She snaps back, all defensive. I just had some stuff to do around here, okay? You don't own all of Shaanxi. Do I need to report my every step to you? And Yang Chun, with peak nonchalance, just goes, okay, if you say so. This sets her off. Hey, why are you speaking so rudely? Don't forget, I'm still a year older than you, she yells. Oh yeah, my bad, totally slipped my mind. We're cool now, right? Yang Chun replies. Their chat kind of fizzles out as he calls out for Seola to come back if she's got the dumplings. Yang Chun, trying to be polite or something, tells his ex, well, whatever you set her up to, hope it goes well. Then, smooth as ever, he is like, we've got places to be, so catch you later. His ex is left standing there, speechless. She is super bummed this reunion from heck is happening right when she has got major family drama with her brother to sort out. Peeping from a distance, she spots Seola with Yang Chun, and the internal monologue starts. Who is that with him? Never seen her. A servant, maybe? Wow, she is pretty cute. Wait, with a cute servant by his side, has that jerk actually changed? But then bam, flashback time. She remembers Yang Chun spitting pure venom. You separ just the daughter of a concubine. Oh, that lit a fire under her. Pure rage mode activated. She grabs him by the collar and slams him down. What did you just call me? She screams, totally losing it. And Yang Chun, this absolute mad lad, just grins, completely unfazed. Well, I wasn't wrong, was I? Bro, are you serious? That, of course, earns him a swift punch to the face. Pow. She is absolutely fuming, yelling, I was ready to put up with everything, even this stupid arranged marriage. Even with all those trash rumors about you, all for the sake of my Peng clan. Her poor attendant is like, Miss, please, you gotta chill. But nope. She shoves the attendant aside and with some serious agility, bam, slams Yang Chun's head right into the dirt. Then, get this, she grabs a chair, holds it over her head like she is about to go full WWE and growls, this marriage is over. You are dead. Man, that last meeting was intense, right? That memory is still fresh in her mind. But then, plot twist. She sees Yang Chun actually being nice, helping Seola out, and a little thought pops into her head. Huh, something about him. It feels a bit different. She tries to brush it off, thinking, nah, no way. He is probably just having a good day or something. That psycho actually maturing? Not a chance, but still, maybe. So Yang Chun and his crew walk into this guarded zone. And what do they hear? A total ruckus over at the registration desk. Someone is trying to calm a guy down. Look, Screaming is not gonna fix this. Please just calm down. But the dude is having none of it, yelling back, I am telling you I do not have time for this. Are you gonna be responsible if I get caught? The clerk at the table narrows his eyes suspiciously. What do you mean caught? The noisy guy goes silent then. I never said that. Too late for that, dude. Muyan, ever the good guy, whispers, shouldn't we do something? But Yangchun, who is clearly trying to avoid any more drama today, is like, nah man, the guards got this. Let's not get involved. The guards are watching this whole thing go down, and it is definitely escalating quickly. One guard steps in, trying to de-escalate. Alright, let's just put a pin in this. But nope, the angry dude just grips the guard tightly. And then wham! He straight up yeets him with some serious force. The clerk is fuming. What in the world do you think you are doing? The troublemaker, cool as a cucumber, just states, I believe I have demonstrated my abilities sufficiently. Then he has the audacity to ask, so can I join in now? The guard, understandably, explodes. After pulling a stunt like that, absolutely not. Are you kidding me? Muyan, bless his heart, nervously asks again, so, maybe we should help now? Things are looking pretty spicy. But Yangchun is all, nope, let's bounce. I am not getting dragged into that mess. We are heading inside, pronto. Meanwhile, the clerk is still going at it with the problem guy yelling, you can't just strong-arm your way into everything, we have rules, you know. The guy just fires back, is not my skill all the proof you need? Come on. And then this dude drops the biggest bombshell ever, screaming at the top of his lungs, are you actually disrespecting the young clan head of the Peng clan right now? Record scratch, Yangchun and his ex-fiancée whip their heads around so fast they probably got whiplash. Yangchun's mind is reeling, wait, hold up, what did that dude just say? The words are just hanging there, thick with drama, the young clan head of the Peng clan? No way. Flashback to a few years ago, the Peng clan compound is looking absolutely pristine, covered in snow. A young girl straight up asks, what are you even doing? And this guy is just vibing by a fire, grinning like a madman. Oh, good morning, he says. Just warming myself up, you know, cause it's absolutely freezing. Then with this cheeky laugh, he adds, and hey, might as well roast a sweet potato while I'm at it, right? The girl is totally not impressed, giving him the side eye. Look, I once even bother asking why you're doing this right in front of my room, but what's that plaque doing in your hand? He tries to play it cool, waving it off, but before he can even explain, Aoi just decks him on the head. Pow! Ouch! You hit your older brother, the guy exclaims. You absolutely deserve that. The girl retorts, not missing a beat. Do you even realize what you're holding right now? And with a straight face he says, it's firewood. The girl lays it on him, that's a plaque of the clan head himself. A reward because he graduated top of his class at the Divine Dragon Academy and for becoming the youngest successor in history. Do you know what you can do with that plaque? She asks. Yeah, and I can use it to make the fire stronger, he adds, acting all innocent. What a troll. The girl is clearly exasperated like, dude, you seriously need to act more like a successor. The boy's mind seems to wander off, and he just murmurs, successor, right, like he's not feeling it at all. The girl looks at him, a total mix of frustration and genuine concern on her face. I really don't get you sometimes. You've got all the skills, all the talent, you were even chosen to be the successor, and yet you look so completely dissatisfied all the time. Not even close. The boy just laughs it off, his usual carefree, almost troll-like vibe instantly returning. But then our boy lifts his head to the sky, and you just know he's thinking, it's just, I really want to leave this place. Then why don't you just leave and come back later? The girl asks, casual as ever while blowing on a steaming sweet potato. Probably his sweet potato. The boy's face totally lights up. Like ding. Idea unlocked. Oh, a few hours later. There's a piece of paper. What does it say? I'm gonna go out for a bit. The note is quickly crushes in pure unadulterated anger. She is absolutely fuming. It seems like this knucklehead brother of mine thinks a bit means 4 entire months. Just then, plot twist, someone from the beggar sect rolls up with news, and boy does she grin menacingly. Finally she says, I can find that little troublemaker, so where is he hiding? She is absolutely outraged. Shanxi, are you kidding me? Why did he go so incredibly far away? Alright, back to the present, and the Peng clan heir is right in the thick of a heated argument. I showed you all that I can do, he's yelling at the top of his lungs. Let me attend the Unified Dragon Assembly. The whole scene just erupts into total chaos. No, I do not have time, the boy exclaims. Do I have to show you the Dark Knight blade for you to finally believe me? You can practically hear the collective gasp from everyone watching. Did you hear that, young master? The Dark Knight blade, isn't that the legendary technique exclusive to the direct bloodline of the Peng clan? And you've got Yangchun muttering to himself, yeah, I better get out of here before I get tangled up in some seriously whack business. But Elder Li, the OG, steps in, blocking Yangchun's escape route. Considering that you brought up the Dark Knight blade, it seems like you're not a fraud after all, he calls out the boy. He's got his hand on Yangchun's head to stop him from bailing. He declares he looks skilled enough. Just let him participate. The boy immediately bows deeply, showing respect. I'm Peng Wujin, the successor of the Peng clan. It's a true honor to meet you, Grandmaster Pure Flame Fist of the renowned Gu clan. Elder Li just booms with a hearty laugh. Haven't heard that title in a long time. You can participate, don't you worry about that. The clerk tries to protest. They're not even sure if he's telling the truth. But Elder Li's absolute confidence pretty much reassures them. Elder Li then drops that Wujin looks exactly like his father and totally has the signature physique of a Peng clan member. The black ring on his finger totally seals the deal. Hold up. That's the same ring Peng Aoi has. You mean this really is the successor of the Peng clan? Yangchun questions, his jaw probably on the floor. Elder Li then starts to grill Wujin, wanting the lowdown on why the Peng clan heir wants to join a competition meant for picking new members of the Gu clan sword units. It's not fun in the Peng clan. Wujin just bursts out, completely catching everyone off guard. His super blunt admission? It actually brings a hearty laugh from the elder. But did your family allow this? He presses on. I didn't think they would allow it, so I just ran away from home. Wujin confesses, smiling broadly like it's the most normal thing in the world. Elder Li teases, totally enjoying this. Did you hear that, Yangchun? He ran away from home. Then comes the real shocker. They find out Wujin is only 23 years old. That young? Seriously? The Peng clan has been raising an absolute monster. Naturally, more questions start popping up amongst the clan members. I really wish our little idiot would learn a thing or two from you, Elder Li sighs, giving Yangchun the side eye. Total burn. He probably didn't mean it. Muyan whispers, but why'd he call you an idiot? Siola asks in the other ear. Just shut up, guys, Yangchun mutters, his pride in the dumpster. Yangchun quickly scans his memories and it hits him. Peng Wujin. This dude not too far in the future is going to be named the Blade Emperor because of his absolutely uncanny skill. We're talking legendary tier. Yeah, that tracks. It definitely is him, Yangchun thinks. But wait, wasn't there another person from the Peng clan here? And speak of the devil, Aoi then arrives, looking completely horrified. Brother, she yells, sprinting towards the group like a heat-seeking missile. Wujin, oblivious or just brave, beams. Well, look who it is. Famous last words because he immediately gets smacked clean across the face by Aoi. Bam. You crazy blockhead, you claim the title of a successor and then just run away from home with nothing but a flimsy note left behind? She rants, pure power practically swirling around her like an aura. Wait, hold on, listen to me. Wujin cries out, sounding absolutely desperate, only to be met with an incredibly intimidating demand. What could you possibly have to say? Struggling and practically sweating buckets, Wujin stammers out the only thing he can think of. Please, spare me. They launch into a full-blown argument. Yangchun actually looks a little concerned for Wujin, but Elder Li just says, let them be. The Peng guys are seriously sturdy. He won't die even if you beat him with a metal rod. But Yangchun's not convinced. Are you really sure, he asks? I think you might be right, Elder Li replies. Elder Li intervenes. That's enough now. You're going to end up actually killing him if you keep this up. Aoi, caught up in a rage, doesn't even know it's Elder Li. Who dares to intervene, she mutters. And hey, it's Grandmaster Gu in the flesh. Aoi then formally introduces herself, all proper now, and apologizes for the crazy fight they all just witnessed. We will be leaving now, she states, trying to drag Wujin away. Nope, not me, Wujin declares. Do I look like I'm joking? He's suddenly looking even more serious than before. Aoi, confused, asks him why, and he simply answers with a straight face that the Peng clan is no fun. Please, you need to grow up now. You are the successor, she pleads. Yeah, I know, Wujin replies sadly. I just want to have fun before then. I don't want to become the clan head, he admits to Aoi, getting real for a second. But, let's be honest, other than you and I, everyone else are just beasts wearing our clan name. And I definitely don't want to force you to become the clan head, Wujin states with absolute determination. That's why I accepted this successor position in the first place, even though I really don't want to. Yangchun asks Elder Li if it's a good idea to meddle in Peng clan business. But then the elder has a brilliant idea. Wujin will be allowed in if and only if he can defeat the Elder Li. This of course triggers a whole bunch of mixed reactions from the crowd. Just 10 moves. 10 moves to decide who wins. Elder Li suggests, rocking a confident smirk. Is that all? Wujin responds, oozing confidence. And so the challenge is officially set. If Wujin manages to even touch Elder Li just once, the elder will count it as a win for Wujin. And with absolutely no warning, Wujin just unleashes everything he's got. He's going all out from the get-go. He moves like lightning, instantly behind the Grandmaster, and prepares to land a decisive strike. Suddenly, Elder Lee roars with laughter. Wujin's eyes widen in pure, unadulterated surprise. You're so impatient, the Grandmaster thunders, his voice echoing with power. This absolute unit of a Grandmaster had already anticipated the attack. With an explosive, earth-shattering force, he lunges forward, his punch blazing towards Wujin like a comet, unleashing pure, unadulterated power. Alright, the scene ends abruptly and cuts to a view of the arena. The vibe is absolutely electric. You've waited long enough, ladies and gentlemen. The announcer's voice is booming all over the place. Spotlights hit the center and bam, two fighters ready to throw down. This isn't just any scrap, folks. This is a showdown between the two absolute units who are going to lead the Gyu clan into the future. First up, we got Gyu Yanseo, also known as the Flame Sword. And squaring off against her? None other than Gu Yangchun, the Gyu clan's #1 heir. But hold on. Yangchun looks totally confused, maybe even a little uncomfortable. Bro is thinking, why am I here sparring right now? And against my own sister of all people? Suddenly, whoosh, we're jumped back to earlier. We see Elder Lee just unleash a massive attack on Wujin, sending the poor guy flying through the air like a ragdoll. Elder Lee just lets out a breath, all calm and collected. I won, he announces, super proud, while everyone else is just staring with their jaws on the floor. Yang Chun, still trying to process what just happened, asks, wait a minute, Elder, weren't you only supposed to dodge? Elder Lee, cool as a cucumber, just shrugs. Did I say that? When? Total troll move. Yang Chun's like, look, if the Peng clan comes knocking, I'm staying out of it. But Elder Lee just chuckles. Yang Chun, still trying to keep out of trouble, turns to Awai. Hey, this was completely the second Elder's idea, okay? But hey, at least she's just relieved Wujin is finally taking a nap on the floor and not, worse. Aoi kinda hints that Elder Lee probably set up the whole match just to keep Wujin out of trouble. And Elder Lee, he just laughs and says he just thought it would be hilarious. This old dude is savage. Seola then tugs on Yang Chun's sleeve. Yang Chun thinks she's still a bit spooked by Elder Lee. But nope. She's actually in total awe of Elder Lee's god-tier strength. Grandpa Bear went whoosh, then kapow, she rehashes the whole thing. Seriously, how did this kid end up saving the world in the future? Yang Chun wonders. Oh, this kid has a good eye. This old man will give you a present, Elder Lee says, his voice surprisingly warm. Everyone watches as he pulls out this amazing-looking cookie, and Seola's eyes just light up. Talk about a sweet surprise. Seola liked Bear Grandpa from the start, she cheers. Too wholesome. Elder Lee then turns his attention back to Yang Chun, teasing him. What's wrong, you disappointed? I have a gift for you too. Yang Chun, trying to play it cool, just states, I don't like sweets. But Elder Lee has a different kind of gift cooked up. After the Unified Dragon Assembly, he drops the bomb. You're gonna have to take part in an exhibition match. And that, my friends, is how Yang Chun end up in the arena, staring down his own sister. What a setup. His sister Yeon Seo sizes him up and asks, you're not using a sword? Yang Chun's thinking back, like, did I even use a sword much in my past life? Turns out the Gyu Flame Wheel Arts, their family's special sauce, can be used with all sorts of weapons, but they're especially killer with swords or fists. Our boy Yang Chun, though, figured out later that fists were his true calling. Whatever. I don't care if you use a sword or a fist. Yeon Seo snaps back, all cold and distant. Yeon Seon's thinking, okay sis, that nasty attitude of yours, maybe it's finally good for something. She looks seriously intense, almost sinister. She's actually grateful for opportunity. Yang Chun, totally lost and a bit worried, just repeats, opportunity. Then Yeon Seo's true intentions come out, and it's a doozy. Opportunity to beat my little brother, and in front of so many people, she exclaims, with this super unsettling grin. Oh, it is on. Sibling rivalry just hit a new terrifying level. Realizing he's been played, Yang Chun is mentally blaming that old schemer Elder Lee for putting him in this dumpster fire of a situation. He remembers asking Elder Lee straight up, why do I have to fight my sister? What's the deal? And Elder Lee's reason? Pretty much to keep the spectators entertained. This elder is all about those views. Yang Chun's already thinking about just forfeiting halfway through, just hit that surrender button. But it's like Elder Lee can read his mind or something. If you're thinking of giving up midway, he says, then casually gestures to Wujin, still knocked out cold, basically saying, that's gonna be you if you try it, kid. So Yang Chun asks Elder Lee, seriously, why did you want to watch me get my butt kicked so bad? This time Elder Lee gets a little serious. Yang Chun, he asks, are you really planning to lose? But Yang Chun is just not feeling it. He doesn't want to waste his energy on a match that didn't even happen in his previous life. Talk about a pointless side quest. As they take their positions, Yeon Seo's pure, unfiltered hatred for him just spills out. My dear brother, you who will become the next clan head just because you're a man. I despise you to death, she spits. Wu Sis has absolutely zero chill. Finally, the match starts, and she immediately goes full aggro. Yeon Seo swings at Yang Chun with everything she's got, total berserker mode. She's actually surprised that Yang Chun is managing to dodge her onslaught. Our boy's got some moves, but he's running out of breath. His stamina bar is clearly taking a hit from lack of training. He's got to end this quickly. But how? He's thinking about just taking a hit, but he's not even sure he can survive one of Yeon Seo's strikes. Yeon Seo, practically sneering, taunts Yang Chun, "Is that all you can do? Just dodge." Then she grabs his robe and yoink, flips him. What a move. But Yang Chun, quick on his feet, pulls off a slick escape. He slips his outer robe right off, dodging a potentially devastating hit. That was smooth. If you swing with such murderous intent, it only makes it easier to dodge, sis, he shouts back. Her rage just skyrockets. Turns out, a lot of it comes from the fact that she will never get to be the head of the family just because she's a woman. That's a tough pill to swallow for real. She then coats her sword in some serious energy and boom, it bursts into flames. That's a major power-up. Yang Chun is visibly shocked. This is getting dangerous. This was way beyond 3-star level stuff. As she attacks him relentlessly, it's like a storm of fire and explosive energy is just swirling around them. Her fury just explodes into these wild accusations fueled by some deep-seated hate. Again and again, you always just run away and you don't do anything. She screams, "You're talentless. You never put in any effort. If you're going to live such a worthless life," she continues, "you should just disappear. Disappear like your mother did." Oof. That was a low blow, sis. Suddenly, Yeon Seo's eyes go wide with shock, because Yang Chun has gripped her wrist hard. And get this, he completely snuffed out her flaming sword. Just like that, her buff is gone. Yang Chun turns to his sister, his eyes glowing a terrifying red with pure unchecked rage. "What did you say?" he asks, his voice dangerously quiet. So Yeon Seo's deep in her feels, right? She's thinking back and man, her older sister was the absolute coolest person she ever knew. Get this. At just 15, her sis snagged the epic title of Sword Phoenix. Then by 20, she's graduating top of her class from the super prestigious Divine Dragon Academy and gets named the 5th sword unit leader of the Gyu clan. Talk about a stacked resume. But even with all that cred, she couldn't be clan head. Can you believe it? Nope, that spot went to the concubine's kid, Gyu Yang Chun. What a raw deal. Yeon Seo's thinking, but I didn't hate him. Even though they were half siblings, Gyu Yang Chun's mom had always been super nice to her. But then, poof, one day, his mom just vanishes. And get this, the dad straight up orders everyone not to even look for her. So nobody lifted a finger. Cold. And that's when things started going downhill. Big time. Gyu Yang Chun started acting like a total brat and nasty rumors about him and the maids start flying around. But guess what? He was still going to be the next clan head. Why? Because tradition says the clan head has always been a dude. Yeon Seo is fuming, thinking, ignoring me who worked so hard and my outstanding sister. She absolutely loathed how privileged Gyu Yang Chun was. Snap back to reality. Gyu Yang Chun's eyes are glowing all creepy-like as he grabs Yeon Seo's arm. Whoa! Yeon Seo's totally freaked. You can see the fear in her eyes. She knows she's in deep trouble and tries to back off. But before she can even blink, Yang Chun zips right behind her, fist cocked and ready to throw down. Wow, Aoi whispers from the sidelines, totally in awe. She's amazed by Yeon Seo's talent, especially since they're the same age. What a prodigy. Super curious about what's going down in the arena, Aoi asks. Yo, what are they saying? Woojin steps up to explain that the second elder threw up an energy barrier so it's completely soundproof in there. Classic OP elder move. Don't go saying you're from the Peng clan with that face. Aoi deadpans. What? Are you embarrassed of your older bro? He asks. Da, obviously my dude. Woojin then asks if the one fighting in the arena is the Sword Phoenix's younger sibling. Aoi says yes and that Yeon Seo was already at the 3-star level. Not bad at all. Woojin clarifies, no, not her. I was asking if the one dodging all those blows was the Sword Phoenix's sibling. He's talking about Yang Chun. Aoi and her bodyguard Yobi confirm that, yep, both of them are the Sword Phoenix's siblings. I see, Woojin says, a super excited smile spreading across his face. So the Gyu clan doesn't just have the Sword Phoenix, they've got more aces up their sleeve. Aoi's looking at her brother, probably wondering what crazy thoughts are running through his head. She remembers him saying he wanted to have a bit of fun before he officially becomes the clan head, live it up a little. Now she's wondering if he'll still have that same hyped up look once he's actually the leader. Good question. Back in the arena, Yeon Seo realizes she's in serious danger and gets ready to dodge like her life depends on it. Then, bam, she dodges and looks for an opening to launch a counterattack. Talk about god-tier reflexes. With total determination, she yells, "The opportunity is mine." Then in the middle of it all, Yang Chun gets all serious, telling Yeon Seo, look, I understand you, so it's okay if you hate me. He goes on, what you said was annoying, not gonna lie, but I'll understand it. So you should understand why I'm doing this.
Uh-oh, what's he planning?
Yang Chun raises his palm and kaboom! A massive ball of fire erupts. Holy smokes. Yeon Seo's eyes go wide. She cannot believe her brother could pull off something like that. He was hiding his true power level. Then Yang Chun lands a devastating fiery blow right on Yeon Seo. She gets absolutely rocked. She's sent crashing to the ground. Out cold. Total knockout. The crowd is completely shocked by the outcome. The fight is finished. Yang Chun wins. The announcer declares, "What an upset." After the battle, Yang Chun lets out this massive sigh, looking mentally exhausted, like he just ran a marathon with his brain. "Winning wasn't in my plans," he mutters to himself. He didn't think his 2-star energy would knock her out cold. He's replaying his sister's words that totally set him off. "You should have just disappeared." Ouch, that one had to sting. Now he's just sitting there alone, all angsty, clearly burdened by this unexpected W. Young master, Mujin calls out to him. Seola rushes over too, checking to make sure he's not hurt. "The entire arena is abuzz that you won," Muyin tells him. Yang Chun just replies that it makes sense since he was the underdog with the terrible reputation. Understatement of the century. "Let's get out of here while the second elder's busy with things," Yang Chun declares. Seola notices Yang Chun's hand is bleeding and looks super concerned. "This is proof that I can't handle my internal energy properly yet," he observes, clearly annoyed with himself. Bro still has some serious grinding to do on his skill tree. She tries to bandage his hand, but she's all nervous and fumbling like, is this how you do it? It's kinda adorable, honestly." She's clearly struggling, feels really bad. "I can't do this properly. I'm sorry," she says, her voice trembling a bit. "Oh, poor Seola." Just then, who barges in but Woojin? "I don't like the young Lord Gi getting hurt either," he exclaims. "Read the room, jerkface," Yang Chun mutters. "Hey, did you just?" Woojin starts. But Yang Chun, ever so smooth, cuts him off. "Nice to meet you, young Master Peng. I am Gu Yang Chun. Talk about a save." Ah Wee looks incredibly uncomfortable and practically begs her brother, "Can we please leave?" He then makes some cringy joking remark about their past engagement and just laughs it off. Yikes. Yang Chun asks why they were even there. Woojin throws out some totally lame excuse about making connections. "Sure, buddy." Woojin then starts going on and on about Gu Huibi, the Sword Phoenix, and how he didn't realize there was more than one super talent in the family. He's really laying it on thick. Yang Chun, probably smelling something fishy, asks if Woojin even knew his sister. "Of course. We're super close." Woojin answers with this ridiculously fake wide smile, and Yang Chun immediately clocks that he's totally lying. "You're so busted, buddy." As they're getting ready to leave, Yang Chun notices Aoi kind of lingering behind. And then we get this surprisingly sweet moment of closure. "The day our engagement was broken off, I was mean for hitting you with a chair," she admits. "So I'm sorry." Whoa, an actual apology. Yang Chun, being a surprisingly decent dude here, tells her she doesn't need to apologize, admitting he had said some pretty unforgivable things himself. Aoi actually smiles, like a real genuine smile. "Okay," she says softly. As she turns away, she tells him, "Don't lose what brother gave you." Yang Chun is completely baffled, murmuring, "What are you talking about?" He looks down and in his hand, he's clutching a wooden plaque etched with the name Peng. He's super confused, muttering, "What is this?" He just watches on until Aoi completely disappears in the distance. He remains standing there, just gazing at the door, the night casting these long, broody shadows over him. So dramatic. He finally reflects, "There are still so many things that I have to fix." Looks like our MC is gearing up for some serious character development. As they make their own way home, Seola reveals that she used discarded dumpling wrappers to bandage Yang Chun's hand. Dumpling wrappers? That's pretty hilarious and surprisingly resourceful, I guess. Night hits, and Yang Chun's crew is trekking through this seriously creepy, dimly lit forest. Inside the carriage, Seola is completely knocked out, catching some Z's. Yang Chun's staring out the window, big brain mode activated, thinking about his past life. He's like, "Yo, hold up. No matter how hard I rack my brain, I seriously don't remember ever sparring with my sister in my last run and definitely not winning against her." Dude's deep in thought, realizing just how much his current life has gone off the rails from the original script, especially since Seola joined up as his servant. He's wondering, could that one small good deed actually have butterfly affected everything? And he's like, "Alright, new plan. Soon as we're back, I gotta kick things into overdrive way faster than I thought." Then bam! Suddenly Yang Chun gets this super bad vibe, like his spidey senses are going wild. He shouts out to Muyin, who's on horseback outside. "Yo Muyin, check the demon sensing charm now." Muyin's all chill, like, "No changes here, young master. Not sure what you're feeling, but that charm will light up like a Christmas tree if a demon gate pops open nearby, so don't sweat it." Famous last words, my guy, because before he even finishes his sentence, that charm starts glowing super intensely. Mujin absolutely screams, "Everyone stop. It's a demon realm gate. Battle stations, people. Protect the young master at all costs." But our boy Yang Chun? Nah, he's not hiding. He steps right out and Mujin just loses it. Huh? What do you think you're doing out here? This is seriously dangerous. Yang Chun's like, yeah, scold me later, and tells Mujin to look straight ahead. And there it is. A freaky green swirling portal just vibing in front of them. Then suddenly, demonic wolves pop out. Yang Chun's brain is going a mile a minute. Green. That means it's the lowest tier of danger. He immediately starts channeling his energy, prepping the Gyu flame wheel arts. Flames just erupt around his hand and he dives straight into the fight, blasting those wolves. It's gonna be tricky, but totally many-eggable. I got this, he thinks. He remembers the golden rule from monster hunting. The universal weak spot for these things are these demonic stones. They're basically the heart for these monsters. You rip it out, they drop dead instantly. Easy peasy, right? So Yang Chun goes full beast mode, tearing through these wolves, snatching demonic stones left and right. But then, plot twist. He realizes, crap, my energy's already tanking. Keeping these Gyu flame wheel arts active is a serious MP drain. Even though he's running on fumes, he knows. But if I want to make it out of this alive, I have to keep using the flame wheel arts. No other choice. Suddenly, someone shouts, "Young master!" Yang Chun whips around and there's Muyun, going full DPS mode, defending him like a total Chad. Man's just slicing through those demonic wolves like they're paper. Yang Chun's just watching, completely stunned, like, whoa, hold on, was this dude always this strong? Muyun is a total beast, protecting Yang Chun and just shredding these demons, making it look easy. Then he checks in. "Young master, you good?" Yang Chun, still a bit dazed, is like, "Huh? Oh yeah. Thanks, man. You totally saved my bacon back there." Muyun's like, "Yeah, well, there weren't that many monsters to begin with," kind of downplaying it, stressing how they were just low-level mobs anyway. But then his tone gets all serious. "More importantly, what in the world were you doing, young master? What if you got injured?" Yang Chun tries to brush it off. Hey, all's well that ends well, right? But yeah, he knows it's not that simple. And just when you think things are cooling down, he notices something off. Mujin's still lecturing, "Next time you absolutely need to get to safety." But before he can even finish, Yang Chun just crumples. Dude, he's clutching his chest in agony, and you can see this nasty demonic energy swirling inside him. His mind is absolutely screaming, "Why am I getting such a terrible vibe from this?" Then it hits him. This is the heavenly demon's art, the one that sucks up demonic energy. This is the freaking demon well absorption arts. And bam, flashback time. His mind gets flooded with images of this absolutely brutal battle. Some poor dude, all bloodied and beaten, looks up at Yang Chun and asks, "Why did you do this?" That chilling question just echoes, "What did we ever do to you? Why are you doing this to us?" The vision shows this horrific scene, man, the aftermath of a total massacre. And there's past life Gyu Yang Chun, looking like an absolute menace, looming over him and taunting, "Are those your last words?" The injured man glances to his side and is horrified. It's the body of their sect leader. Just then, this massive shadow falls over them. So he sees this absolutely colossal dragon and a swirling vortex in his vision. And past life Gyu Yang Chun is thinking, "The blossom, it wasn't terrible." Then the heavenly demon descends from the dragon and walks over to Gyu Yang Chun, who's kneeling on the ground like he's meeting the final boss. Turns out, Yang Chun got some twisted, shallow joy from all that chaos. The heavenly demon then orders him to look up. But suddenly, a burst of flame suddenly erupts from Yang Chun's body and zips right to his hand. He's totally shocked. What in the world is this? He's thinking, is my flame wheel art purifying the demonic energy? Wait, no, it's not purifying it, it's consuming it. Bro realizes something totally unprecedented is happening right now. This has never happened in his past life. The pain starts to fade, and he looks up to see Muyun and Seola looking super worried, hovering right over him. They're like, "Master, are you okay?" And he just weakly manages Then he pulls out an excuse, saying he must still be weak from that battling the monsters earlier. Smooth. Yang Chun decides to keep this whole power-up low-key, thinking nothing good will come from them finding out about his new demonic energy munching skills. Seola is still looking worried though. "You look really hurt. Is it super painful?" she asks, all concerned. Yang Chun tries to play it cool, but Seola's not buying it. "Your face, it looks really bad." And he just snaps back. "What did you just say?" One of the other maids pulls Seola away, telling her she's supposed to help, not annoy her master. Muyun suggests that they see a doctor, but Yang Chun plays it down, saying it wasn't that bad. So, as the squad gets ready to bounce, Yang Chun's thinking, "Okay, I don't feel that demonic energy in my body anymore. Did the Gyu flame wheel art actually do something insane?" He looks at the demonic stone in his hand and it's totally colorless now. Yup, seeing as this thing's color is completely gone, the demonic energy definitely got absorbed properly, and then he just crushes the stone into dust. Badass. Our boy Yang gets that determined look, steeling himself. Alright, time to get serious. I need to get moving. The next day, we drop right into a super busy market and someone's yelling, "Young master," then, bam, the amazing smell of honey cookies hits the air, and you can just see Ciola's eyes go full sparkle mode at the sight of them. But hold up, she's not getting any? Oh, the betrayal. You can almost hear her little heart break when she figures out they're not buying any cookies. Why bring Ciola if you aren't going to buy Ciola any honey cookies? She protests. Yang gives her a bit of a telling off, reminding her she wasn't even supposed to tag along in the first place. Muyan, looking pretty worried, asks Yang why he's out and about so soon after all that craziness from last night. Dude's clearly thinking Yang hasn't fully recovered his HP yet. He's like, "Are you looking for something specific? 'Cause if you are, I'm ready to help you find it, no problem." Yang tries to wave him off, like, "Nah, I got this but then something totally snags his attention. You see that switch flip in his vibe? His eyes are darting down an alleyway, totally scanning for something or someone. So Yang tells Ciola to bounce back home, but he wants Muyan to stick with him for this one. And dumplings too, Ciola haggles. That's the stuff. Deal sealed with a handshake, you love to see it. So Muyan and Yang head out, and Muyan's like, where exactly are we questing to? Yang just hits him with that classic mysterious, "You'll find out soon enough" line. Next thing you know, they're in a seriously sketchy part of town. Muyan's spidey senses are tingling, and he tries to warn Yang but our boy is totally unfazed, zero fear. "Found it," Yang finally says, his eyes locked on this massive rundown spooky-looking mansion. Yang looks absolutely determined as they walk up to this seriously ominous building. Muyan's gut feeling is screaming danger zone, and yep, something is definitely off here. Even Yang gives him a nod like, "Yeah, you've got keen senses." They push open the door and that super loud creak just sets the perfect spooky mood for whatever's about to go down. You can practically hear them whispering, plotting how they're gonna mess Yang up. Mujan's hand is already on his sword, ready to throw down. Then some guy steps out, holding a candle, all dramatic like, "Hey kid." He's asking Yang what business he is poking around in their not-so-friendly neighborhood. And Yang, cool as a cucumber, just announces he's a customer. That totally throws all the thugs for a loop. You can see the confusion on their faces. Man, the tension in that room gets super thick. You could cut it with a knife. The main thug, probably the mini-boss, starts mocking Yang saying maybe ripping his tongue out would fix his attitude problem. Oof, harsh. Muyan looks like he's about to go full berserker mode, but Yang just casually waves him down. Our MC is just oozing confidence, not even breaking a sweat. "You already knew who I was the moment I walked in here, right? Don't worry, the Goo clan isn't here to wipe you out." Then he drops the ultimatum, "Bring out your regional manager or things are gonna get real messy, real fast." "Regional manager?" the main thug echoes. The thugs just laugh it off like, who does this kid think he is, showing zero respect. But Yang still totally unfazed by their tough guy act. "You guys don't seem like the polite type either," he sneers. The main thug laughs at this but suddenly turns serious. "Get them," he commands. Absolute chaos explodes as these thugs charge Yang, swords out, ready to rumble. But Muyan goes into beast mode, making sure not a single one of these chumps lays a hand on his master. His sword skills are insane, like a whirlwind of pure steel, a total DPS machine. These jobbers just can't handle this level of ownage. Muyan is a one-man army and they're getting shut down hard and fast. You can see the panic starting to set in. That oh snap moment hits them hard. Main thug clearly underestimated the Gyu clan heir, but he doesn't want to bring a little kid to the regional manager either. He's stuck wondering what to do. But wait, plot twist, an urgent message comes through. It's from the regional manager. Did the manager hear about it already? Man, is he gonna be in trouble? They speak in whispers. Seems like they're plotting something, Yang thinks. Guess he has no choice now. "Alright Muyan, time for round 2 of the beatdown buffet," he orders. But then main thug's voice cuts through all that tension, politely asking for swords to be put away. Talk about a mood killer. And get this, turns out the regional manager actually wants to meet Yang personally. The big boss wants a chat. Yang thinking, dude, you guys could have just done this from the start and saved us all the trouble, so he tells Muyan to sheath his weapon, stand down for now. So as Yang heads off to meet this manager, Muyan's like, "Boss, I don't understand. Why all this drama?" And Yang explains that he was planning to hit up the beggar sect, but there were some problems. Bit of a backstory here, the beggar sect is one of the biggest factions around, with a huge intel network, like, seriously massive. But here's the catch, they're still on the orthodox side of things, and whatever Yang cooking up, it sounds like it could cause some major beef with them. Yang lays it out. The beggar sect is top tier for info on the good guys, the orthodox sects, but for what he needs for his big play, he needs to dive into the shadier side of things. That's the reason why he's here right now, with the infamous Hao sect. So Yangchun and Muyan head down these stone steps, and you can totally hear their footsteps echoing in this creepy basement. They step into this super dim room and bam, some mysterious figure pops up all like, welcome. And guess what? This is Du Wenshu, the big boss of the Shaanxi branch. And she's already saying sorry for how sketchy they were acting before. But Yangchun? Nah, he's not here for apologies. He cuts right to the chase like, will you accept my commission? Wenshu's kinda curious, right? She's like, before all that, I'd like to know why us? Why not some big shot group like the Beggar Sect? And Yangchun just drops this bomb. This is something only the House Sect can pull off. Alright, no sweat, Wenshu replies. She was just being careful because, he's from the Gu clan. Yangchun's not messing around though. He pushes, so, are you in or out? You taking this commission? Wenshu's like, look, we don't really turn down jobs as long as the price is right, Then Yangchun lays it out. He's looking for a kid just a little over 10 years old. He slips over a piece of paper. Wenshu checks out the details, but then, hold up. She suddenly gets all hesitant, saying, sorry, young lord, but I don't think we can take this one on. Wenshu explains they've already got a commission not for the kid, but they're hunting for the dude who's protecting this exact kid. Talk about a plot twist. Oh yeah? Even if my commission fee is intel on the House Sect leader? He counters. Oh, it's getting spicy. Suddenly, weapons flash out of nowhere in the dim light. The air is thick with tension as a whole bunch of swords are pointed right at Yangchun. Whoa, ambush. But hold up. Muyan is a total beast and shuts down their attack like it's nothing. Seriously OP. It gets super quiet, like dead silent. Wenshu's whole vibe changes, and she demands, how do you know that? Her voice is ice cold. Yangchun isn't here to play games though. He's like, look, the important thing is that we both have info the other needs, right? Straight to the point, this guy. The leader demands proof, obviously. But Yangchun, smooth as ever, just throws it back at them, saying they should check it out themselves. He's basically saying, hey, you guys are kinda screwed right now, so you might want to think about this. Putting on the pressure. And if they don't want his info, no biggie, he'll just take his business over to the Beggar Sect. Savage. So, they finally reach an understanding, a bit of a truce. Yangchun then chills out a bit and asks, alright, so how long will this take? Wenshu reckons it'll take about 3 months. That's fine, Yangchun replies and turns to leave. Once you find him, let's swap info, he adds. As he's heading up the stairs ready to bounce, he can't resist a little peek back. And what does he see? Wenshu's got her head down, looking totally wrecked. Oof. The sharp mountain range, he just casually drops that info bomb. Wenshu snaps her head up, completely shocked. Turns out, that was Yangchun's down payment. Our boy actually felt a little bad for her. Maybe he's not a total ice king after all. So a few awkward silent moments pass while they wait for Yangchun and Muyan to actually leave. Then the other beggar dude comes up to Wenshu like, should we actually trust this guy's info? But Wenshu's thinking, well, he knew our sect leader was MIA, which is top secret, so he's gotta know something, right? Wenshu's over there, big-braining it, trying to figure out what Yangchun's real game plan is. She's even wondering if the head honcho of the Gu clan is mixed up in this mess too. Man, Wenshu's mind is racing like crazy. She mutters something frustrated under her breath and then reaches for her throat. And get this, she starts pulling her skin off. But wait, it's actually a mask. What in the Mission Impossible is this? Her lackey is like, boss, you sure that's a good idea? Clearly a bit freaked out. But Wenshu's just like, nah, that mask was totally suffocating. Girl needed to breathe. Her mind drifts to the House Sect and all their internal drama, the infighting that basically forced their leader to go into hiding. Wenshu closes her eyes and you can just tell her mind is swamped with worry. Tough spot to be in. Because somewhere out there, the sect leader is a captive. And plot twist number 2, that sect leader, that's her dad. Meanwhile, outside, you can totally see the relief on Yangchun's face. He actually pulled off that high-stakes negotiation. It was pure luck that he was able to use that little piece of info he knew. Okay, so here's some past life intel drop. Yangchun knows that in his previous timeline, the House Sect leader got snatched by the Dark Knight Palace and was locked up for 5 whole years. And this, my friends, kicks off a massive war between the House Sect and the Dark Knight Palace. Eventually, the Miram Alliance jumps in with a surprise attack on Dark Knight Palace, which finally ends the war. But tragedy strikes. During this epic battle, the House Sect leader gets killed. And just like that, poof, the House Sect goes extinct. Talk about a downer ending for them. But here's the catch. The real twist. Yangchun, for all his knowledge, didn't actually know the exact location of the Dark Knight Palace. Plot armor, maybe? Or just a really good bluffer? So yeah, Yangchun is basically counting his lucky stars, thinking, phew, I totally bluffed my way through that one. It's a bit annoying, sure, but he absolutely needs them to find this kid. This isn't just any kid, by the way. We're talking about a boy who climbed the ranks to top management in the demonic cult when he was super young, a prodigy, but for the bad guys. His name? Fang Zhuge Hayuk. And this dude is an amazing tactician, literally known as the brain of the demonic cult. And now, Yang Chun's master plan is revealed. He's gonna find Fang Zhuge Hayuk and take him out, permanently. Even the super talented Yahello had a tough time dealing with this guy in the future, so Yang Chun's thinking, I gotta nerf this dude early before he buffs the demonic cult too much. Muyan makes this kinda dry comment, this Hao sect isn't quite as OP as the rumors said. If it takes them 3 months, you'll only hear from them in the summer. But then the word summer triggers something. A light bulb moment. He's like, dude, why didn't I think of this before? You know that feeling? Turns out, it's around this time in the original timeline that the Jinchuan Yan clan's super secret chamber was found. But get this, Yang Chun doesn't even care about all the gold and treasure stashed in there. Nope, his eyes are on the prize, the super valuable spiritual pills. We're talking major stat boosts here, people. And here's why. There was this other character in his old timeline who got jacked on these magical pills and totally skyrocketed through the ranks. This dude was on track to become a mega powerhouse, a top-tier enforcer for the heavenly demon. So now Yang Chun's got even more on his plate. This huge Hayuk kid, the secret chamber full of power-up pills, it's all giving him a massive headache. Plus the chamber is in Sichuan, which is like way out in the boonies for him right now. He's probably thinking, seriously, how am I supposed to juggle all this? You know that classic overwhelmed MC moment. And then, completely out of left field, Yang Chun just throws his hands up and is like, you know what? Let's just give up on that for now. Wait, what? Well, there's absolutely no way to get to Sichuan and he doesn't even know where to start looking. So whatever, he's just gonna grab some honey cookies and chill at home. Mood. Cut to back home and Siola looks completely lost. She's staring at someone all like, hold up, what are you even talking about? Turns out she's talking to some other guy dressed in red and this dude looks seriously nervous. And then bam, this guy drops a love confession. He's promising to make her happier and all that. Whoa, where did this come from? But little did Yang Chun know this dude who just came rolling down his doorstep was gonna be his ticket to Sichuan. Alright, so over in another part of the estate, we've got these two old dudes, Elder Lee and Yahello, just chilling and cleaning up. Elder Lee's totally ribbing Yahello about missing a leaf, classic old guy banter right there. I came all the way here because of all the trouble Yang Chun was causing and to think this old geezer was the root of it all. He's laughing hard. Yahello lets out a fake laugh. Hey, stop laughing and get back to work. Elder Lee scolds. What a troll. That's it. Yahello has had enough. And get this, the broom in his hand just starts breaking apart. He's looking at Elder Lee like, you Ryan, what's your deal? Elder Lee's all smooth, saying he's just helping Yahello with his servant disguise. Yahello's not buying it though, fires back with, then help me sweep the floor. And Elder just goes, can't, you already broke the broom, savage. Elder Lee starts picking up the broom pieces. I doubt you came this far just to see that boy, Yahello remarks. Elder Lee gives him the side eye. Have you sensed it too? Remember Yang Chun was basically a dropout who bailed 6 months ago, but now? He's back and absolutely demolished his sister in that spar. Yahello's seriously impressed by this kid's insane growth spurt, like he found some cheat codes or something. Elder Lee's hyped up by his talent. But Yahello is cautious. He's never seen anyone improve so quickly in his life. There's definitely something going on with this kid. Yahello's thinking, even wondering if the first elder heard about this. Maybe he's already making a move. Elder Lee definitely agrees. He starts looking for the boy. I doubt he'll cause too much trouble. He's got so many eyes on him. Scene switch. Now we're with Siola and the other dude who just declared his love. I could make you happier than he can, he yells out with conviction. Alright. Commercial break to a badly drawn Siola. Wanna know what happened? Siola's gonna tell you, she smiles. She had this super rough nightmare where things got seriously dark and violent. Poor Siola was forced to use a sword, a weapon she totally hates, and ended up hurting a ton of people. Oof, that's heavy. In the dream, she's just going from house to house causing chaos and hurting folks. And then, bam. This creepy dude with a super sinister smile shows up. You, Siola mutters, recognizing this nightmare fuel guy. Next thing you know, she gets straight up stabbed through the stomach with a freaking blade. Brutal. And in the nightmare, she's apologizing. Sorry, I'm so sorry, Chun. Is she saying sorry to our boy Yang Chun? She wakes up totally freaked out, obviously, and tells her attendant Honghua all about it. She really wanted to go see Yang Chun, probably for comfort, but nope, Honghua tells her to head to the courtyard instead. And guess who's waiting in the courtyard? Not Yang Chun, her young master. This guy promised he would make her happy. But Siola, she's loyal to the core, staying firm for her young master Yang Chun. And just when you think it can't get more awkward, Yang Chun himself strolls in, rocking that trademark scary intense face of his. You know the one. The whole mood just shifts, his presence is that strong. Okay, so that was a quick dive into Siola's headspace. Now let's get back to the main action. Yang Chun's looking at this dude like, I'm sorry, but this is my servant. Just who the heck are you? Man, look at him blushing. Yang Chun thinks. The other kid apologizes to the Yang Chun. Wait, you know me? Yang Chun replies, mildly surprised. So the dude introduces himself as Gu Jul Yop, and get this, he wants a sparring match with Yang Chun. But Yang Chun? He just hits him with a carefree grin and is like, nah, I'm good. Jul Yop is probably not expecting that level of chill dismissal, but Yang Chun is completely unfazed, zero cares given. Jul Yop tries to bait him, poke the bear, but Yang Chun isn't falling for it. Not today, so Jul Yop straight up taunts him, calls him feeble, and Yang Chun, our Chad MC, just owns it. He's like, not gonna lie, you're right, I am extremely feeble. He's clearly learned his lesson, not trying to get dragged into another sparring match like that beatdown he gave his sister. He just wants to stay out of trouble. Yang Chun's about to dip with Seola, but who does he bump into? Elder Lee again, and Elder Lee's all like, why didn't you accept the challenge, kid? Jul Yop immediately bows super respectfully to Elder Lee. Do you know him? Yang Chun asks the elder. And plot twist, this Jul Yop dude is none other than the first elder's grandson. Oh snap, now that they mention it, there's definitely a family resemblance. Elder Lee then asks Jul Yop straight up, so you wanted to fight Yang Chun, huh? And the big question, was this an order from the first elder himself? This makes Jul Yop stop. Yang Chun's internal monologue is probably going crazy right now, like, wait a minute, was this the grand plan all along? Lightbulb moment. So here's the tea. Everyone knows the first elder is super ambitious. The old plan was probably to let useless as Yang Chun become head of the clan so he could be easily controlled like a puppet master pulling the strings. But then Yang Chun pulled that shocking win against his sister, proving he's not so useless after all. So now the first elder is probably sending his grandson, this Jul Yop kid, to try and stomp Yang Chun back down and nerf him again. Politics, man, it's a messy game. But our boy Yang Chun is determined not to get dragged into all this clan drama and angry politics. Elder Lee tries to convince him to do just one match. Plus, he's thinking it's obvious he'd lose to this guy anyway, so why even bother trying, right? Elder Lee, though, seems to have a hunch that Yang Chun wouldn't actually lose. Maybe he sees that hidden OP potential. But Yang Chun's sticking to his guns. He can tell just by looking that Jul Yop is way stronger than his sister was. He doesn't want to fight losing battles or get mixed up in family politics. So he grabs Seola and tries to make a clean getaway. But hold on, Jul Yop isn't giving up that easily. He actually tries to stop Seola from leaving by grabbing her hand. He's trying to plead his case again, probably saying he's the more deserving one for Seola or something. Bro, raid the room. And then, bam, the whole atmosphere just shifts. Yang Chun, looking absolutely intense, steps right in. Take your hand off her, he basically says, and I'll accept your stupid challenge. Oh, it is on now. Yang Chun just sealed the deal for this showdown with some serious dark resolve. Yo, check it! The sky is absolutely pristine, setting the stage for an epic showdown. So boom, down in the courtyard, our boy Yang Chun is squaring up against this dude Jul Yop. But Yang Chun, man, he's feeling the heat, muttering to himself, I'm starting to regret this whole thing. You can feel the nerves, right? Then Elder Lee, the wise old dude, gives him a pat on the head and is like, nah, don't be like that, kid. This guy's always dropping knowledge bombs about getting stronger, saying these friendly spars are how you level up your fighting skills. But Yang Chun ain't really feeling the lecture. He's trying to cut a deal with Elder Lee, asking for a favor whether he wins or gets totally wrecked. Elder Lee's like, hold up, why would I do you a solid? You're the only one taking a possible loss here, my guy, since you're the future clan head. And then, plot twist, Yang Chun just blurts out, yo, I have absolutely zero plans to be the clan head, leaving Elder Lee totally floored, jaw on the ground, shocked. What a reveal. Yang Chun already gave up all hope of becoming clan head in his past life. He's wondering why people are still rooting for him to be clan head now. Yang Chun then threatens to literally roll on the ground and tap out if he doesn't get his favor. This dude's antics are hilarious, even with all this tension brewing. But Elder Lee isn't falling for it. He's like, alright, fine, I'll grant that favor, but only if you actually win this duel. So the two warriors step into the circle, ready to throw down and settle this. Let's go. Jul Yop, still oozing confidence, asks Yang Chun if he's even ready for the smoke. Somewhat, Yang Chun hits back with a little smirk. Oh, he's cooking something. Then Jul Yop goes, hey, sorry about this, man. Last year's duel was pretty wild, wasn't it? Like, bro, is that a threat disguised as an apology? He's totally trying to remind Yang Chun about the beatdown he dished out before. Savage. But Yang Chun? He's just shaking his head, completely unbothered, basically saying, dude, that was like a million years ago. Who even remembers that? Talk about unshakable. This just gets Jul Yop all fired up, man. He's on a mission to prove Yang Chun is just some weak scrub. I think you're weak, but Grandpa doesn't think so. I hate picking on the weak, Jul Yop sneers. And then whoosh, he ignites his sword, getting ready for action. But you know what I hate even more, he declares, a weakling becoming the clan head. Them's fighting words. And bam! A massive blaze erupts. Juliop's sword is dancing, leaving fiery streaks in the air, a total power flex right there. Then Juliop shouts out to Elder Lee. Turns out he wants a prize too if he clinches the win in this duel. Oh really? What is it you want? Asks Elder Lee, probably curious what this guy's cooking up. And get this folks, Juliop's big demand? He wants the maid. The absolute audacity of this dude. Yang Chun just smirks. He knows this little troublemaker is stirring the pot, definitely up to something cheeky. Elder Lee just laughs it off and agrees. This officially kicks off the duel. And the heat is on. Yang Chun ignites his power. What are you waiting for? He asks. Juliop, with his usual trash talk, tells Yang Chun to take the first shot, saying he's weaker anyway. Or, well, he thinks he's stronger, but you can see a tiny flicker of doubt on his face now, can't you? Then Yang Chun just unleashes this insane wave of energy. Juliop's thinking, whoa, hold up. His aura is ridiculously OP. How is that even possible? This guy looked like a total noob from head to toe. Got him shook. Was that just a massive bluff from Yang Chun? Is he faking it till he makes it? Juliop convinces himself, yeah, that's gotta be it. He's probably running on fumes already. No way he can keep that up. Famous last words, buddy. And then, smooth as ever, Yang Chun just confirms, yep, I'll take that first attack, thank you very much. Sure thing, Juliop says. And then faster than you can blink, Yang Chun is already behind him. Teleport jutsu much? Wham! Juliop just barely dodges the attack. Nice try, Juliop smirks, still trying to act all high and mighty, but you're way too slow, pal. But hold up. Yang Chun's already got his next attack queued up, and this one connects. Bullseye. Before Juliop can even process what happened, another hit is incoming. Combo time. Kapow! This shot sends Juliop absolutely flying. We're talking ragdoll physics here, people. Oof. The situation is looking grim for Juliop now. He's actually coughing up blood. And Yang Chun, what a Chad, just casually remarks, hey, get up. I don't want anyone crying that I jumped you while you were down. Unless you've had enough punishment already. The disrespect is unreal. But hold your horses. The tides might be turning. Juliop actually apologizes, admitting he totally underestimated Yang Chun. Did not see that coming. Plot twist. I haven't even really attacked yet, he boasts, getting ready to go on the offensive again. Oh, it's not over. Meanwhile, Yang Chun's over here, big brain strategizing. He knows his current body's stats aren't quite high enough to tank energy blasts like his opponents for long. He figures he's got about 7 minutes on the clock to end this fight. A real race against time. He's carefully watching Juliop's sword technique, looking for that perfect opening. If he can time his counter just right, he's absolutely golden, instant win condition activated. Amidst a total whirlwind of those fiery sword streaks, Yang Chun is pulling out his own bag of tricks, dodging, weaving, and straight up challenging his opponent's every move. What a display of skill. Juliop is laser-focused now, desperately trying to predict and cut off Yang Chun's movements, trying to shut down his mobility. Yang Chun's just observing. Juliop's technique is so flawless. It's obvious he's trained hard. But that also means, if he's able to disrupt it, Juliop won't be able to do anything. Crouched on the ground, he puts a hand to his chest. Then, in a totally heart-stopping moment, Yang Chun unleashes another massive wave of energy through his chest. Juliop is caught completely off guard, absolutely bamboozled. That insane burst of power just changed the whole game. Juliop's brain is probably scrambled eggs right now. How'd you manage to manifest this kind of energy? He yells. And with one final, absolutely colossal burst of power to wrap things up. This fight? Oh yeah, it is so over. Mic drop. The energy is just exploding, completely through the roof, as Yang Chun lands that devastating finishing blow. Boom! Yang Chun absolutely decimates Juliop. The ground cracks open, pure fiery energy just blasts off him, and Juliop gets rocketed into a wall like a ragdoll. Dude is completely out cold, leaving a crater where he hit. Juliop is so wrecked he is basically paralyzed, cannot even twitch. Yang Chun strolls over, all cool and collected. You know what really grinds my gears, he asks. It is not the trash talk or the power plays for clan leader. Nah, Yang Chun looms over this dude, eyes practically on fire, and spells it out. He absolutely despises clowns who try to snatch things or people so casually like they own them. You can feel the rage just radiating off him, fists clenched tight, ready to drop the hammer. He is thinking, maybe I'll just snap his arm. Sounds like a plan, right? But hold up. Just as he is about to go full savage mode, a hand lands on his shoulder. It is Elder Lee. Nice one, Yang Chun, the elder says, basically pulling him back from the edge. Alright, that is enough, Elder Lee tells him, yanking him back to his senses. Later on, Elder Lee gives Yang Chun a bit of a talking to. You went a little overboard there, he says. Yang Chun just shrugs it off. The guy looked totally fine, even walked home on his own 2 feet. By the way, aren't you worried what the first elder will do once he hears about it? Elder Lee asks. But Yang Chun's unbothered. Who even cares? Not becoming clan head anyway, which totally sets off Elder Lee again. Who's gonna be clan head if not you? Elder Lee yells. Maybe Seola could take the big chair? Now that is a thought. And Seola's first question, will there be snacks? You betcha, as many as she wants. And just like that, Seola is all in. I am ready to be clan head, she declares. Lol. Yang Chun laughs. She'll probably do a better job at it than him when she grows up, he thinks. But then Yang Chun stops. He starts wondering when Seola is actually going to learn how to use a sword. I mean, this girl is supposed to be the future greatest of all time warrior, right? But so far, all she has done is chores. And man, Yang Chun is thinking he does not remember her being quite this clueless. His mind flashes back to when he first met Seola, but it's all fuzzy. Like there's this weird fog over his memories. Why can't he remember the details? Super sus. Seola, trying to act all casual, teases him. Did you bump your head or something? Yang Chun just gives her a playful little bonk on the head. After the teasing dies down, Elder Lee tells Yang Chun to take a breather. Get some rest, we will chat later, he says, looking at him with that classic concerned dad vibe. Yang Chun narrows his eyes, all suspicious, as the elder starts to leave. Hold up, where are you off to? He asks. He reminds Elder Lee that he still owes him for keeping that promise. What is it? Money? Some good eats? The elder jokes, trying to see if Yang Chun wants some simple loot. Yang Chun just laughs. Nah, nothing basic like that. Our boy has got bigger plans. There is a pause, and then bam. Yang Chun points dramatically. Send me to Sichuan. Sichuan? Elder Lee's eyebrow shoots up. He is clearly confused. Yang Chun plays it cool. What? You can't swing that? Elder Lee fires back. Well, why don't you just go? And Yang Chun is totally clueless. I mean, come on, it is Sichuan. Not some trip down to the local market. No way they are just gonna let the heir of the Gu clan wander off that far. Big security risk, you know. So why not just hit up the Tang weapons exhibition? Elder Lee suggests, super casual. And boom. Yang Chun's eyes light up like a Christmas tree. Hype. This exhibition is a huge annual event hosted by the Tang clan. They show off all the epic weapons their master artisans forge, and pretty much all the big families get an invite. It is like E3 for weapons. Things get a bit jokey again. Yang Chun realizes he could have just used the exhibition as his excuse to go to Sichuan all along. No need for any big favors from Elder Lee, so he tries to backtrack. Actually, maybe I will just take that money instead. Smooth. But Elder Lee is already totally on board with the Sichuan idea. You really want this, don't you? He says, and you can tell he is half joking, half serious. He sees right through Yang Chun. Alright then. Elder Lee finally agrees with a super determined nod. He is gonna flex his elder privileges and get Yang Chun to Sichuan as soon as possible. Talk about a power move. But now Yang Chun is like, wait, hold on a sec. Was he having second thoughts? Nope, too late. You are going to Sichuan and you are going now. Elder Lee yells, totally committed. This old man does not mess around. There is no way that is even possible. Yang Chun argues back, thinking about all the red tape. But things start moving at lightning speed. Suddenly, it is an urgent mission. Everyone's off packing. Next thing he knows, wham! Yang Chun is already sitting in his carriage, all packed and ready to roll out. That was fast. Our boy is totally bewildered, barely has time to blink, and he is already on his way to Sichuan. Talk about an express delivery. Elder Lee and Hyogun are at the gate, waving goodbye with these massive smiles. They look way too pleased with themselves. The elders hang back, chatting some more. Looks like it is back to the grind for them, and you can just feel that mix of jokes and here we go again, resignation in the air. But then Elder Lee pauses. Alright, it's just the two of them here. Please listen to my worries, Elder Lee begins. Sounds like you sent them all off in a hurry just to tell me your worries, Hyogun replies. Elder Lee starts explaining that a few days back the clan head himself asked him about the immortal physician, and it seems like someone asked him to, and he really wanted to know, why the immortal physician? Elder Lee asks Hyogun directly, but Hyogun just stays silent, super ominous. So Elder Lee switches gears and brings up Seola. She does not seem human. What even is she? He asks Hyogun out loud. Heavy question. And that? That totally triggers Hyogun. You're crossing the line, Gurayan. Watch your mouth! Hyogun snaps, his temper flaring up instantly, protective mode activated. But Elder Lee is not backing down. He points out that if Seola were human, he would have sensed her presence, her key, or something. But the very first time he laid eyes on Seola, he felt absolutely nothing from her. Zero presence. Like a ghost. Elder Lee continues, saying the immortal physician cannot fix whatever this is with Seola because it is not some illness you can just cure. That is enough, Gurion. Hyogun absolutely thunders. That child is human. Elder Lee gives him this worried look but decides to just drop it. Smart move, probably. He just walks off. If you want to defend her, go right ahead, he says. Basically, I am staying out of this mess. So Hyogen is left alone in the courtyard, totally wrecked by his emotions, and he just collapses to his knees. So what if she is not human, he thinks. But even if that is true, he is resolved to help her make up for whatever humanity she is missing. Damn. His determination is insane. He is so committed he would literally bet his life on protecting her. All he wants is for Seola to grow up safe and happy. Unknown to the Sword Supreme, Seola wasn't at home anymore. She has completely vanished. Under the epic glow of a full moon, our journey to Sichuan feels like, seriously, forever. The crew's chilling, prepping food, but Yangchun bros off training again while they're cooking. Guess he must be bored, Muyin remarks. The other servant jokes that they should have brought Seola to entertain him. Meanwhile, Yangchun is training incredibly hard out there, throwing punches and kicks in the dim light, pushing his internal energy to the absolute limit. He grinds until he's totally wiped, gasping for air. Frustration is building because his inner energy growth is kind of slow. He remembers his last big fight. The main problem was running out of juice way too fast. And inner energy, that's like the foundation for all martial arts. It's the core stat. Yeah, inner energy. That's the key to unlocking the next level. He's flashing back to when he was holding that demonic stone. The demon well absorption technique is a way to absorb energy from a demonic stone. Problem is, it usually corrupts you, turning you kinda evil. But, for some wild reason, the Gyu flame wheel art he used last time totally purified the demonic energy from his body. He hasn't felt any demonic energy vibes since then, so it seems like this purification thing is legit effective. Still, he's debating if dipping deeper into this power source is even worth the risk. This is the heavenly demon's martial art, after all. He really doesn't want to slide back down that demonic path again. Been there, done that, got the trauma. Suddenly, a scream. Whoa, that totally jolts him back to reality. It's coming from the carriage. Yangchun rushes over to Muyan to figure out what the heck is going on. They swing open the carriage door and, big surprise, who's chilling inside with a cheeky grin? It's Seola. She gives Yangchun this sheepish smile. Looks like she totally snuck her way onto the trip after all. She starts launching into her explanation of how this even happened. She was arguing with her master Hyogen about wanting to go. Why'd you let me go last time? Because there were people to watch over you at the Unified Dragon Assembly, he replies, side-eyeing Elder Lee, but there won't be anyone where they're going. He asks her to help load some stuff into the carriages. A few minutes later, Seola's helping out but still grumbling. Young master will be away for a month at least. But it is true, she's pretty bad at housework and won't be any help at all. Guess she has no choice but to stay behind. Wait, a voice calls out. Okay, that's creepy. Who said that? Seola looks around, totally freaked out. Seems like it came from the box, but nobody is there. Yikes. Suddenly, a pale white hand shoves her and she tumbles over, falling behind a stack of crates. Seola lets out this little scared whimper, but she tries to shake it off. Gotta be brave, right? But then the hand pops out from behind her again and cradles her head. And Seola starts feeling super drowsy. She just can't fight it, and soon enough she's fast asleep, totally hidden behind the produce crates. Sorry, this mysterious voice whispers in the dark. I'm leaving this up to you. Whoa, cryptic much? Soon after all that drama, the group is finally ready to roll out. And off they go on their journey. And that's exactly what happened. Seola declares, full of conviction and zero doubt. The others are just speechless. They might be rolling their eyes internally, but let's be real, that ghost story is kinda sticking in their minds. Later that night, the crew continue their journey. Seola spots an owl. She's tried them before. They're really chewy. Then she spots a squirrel. Let me guess you've eaten a squirrel too, Yangchun says. Hey, that's cruel. How could you eat a squirrel? Seola counters. No more cookies for you, Yangchun grumbles. Yangchun is weighing his options, but honestly, they've gone too far now. It's way too late to send her back home. Then Seola tries to barter cookies for something weird, only to have her cookie totally rejected and thrown out. Yangchun is hanging out of the carriage, totally grumbling. He's not getting any moment of peace with Seola around when, bam, balls of green flames start raining down. He spots it lightning fast and immediately alerts Muyan. Get ready. Yangchun is trying to get a read on their energy signals. Looks like there are 4 monsters attacking. But suddenly, there's only 3. Then, only 2 remain. What is happening? And now there's just 1 left. Yangchun is totally prepped and ready for whatever beast is coming his way. The last monster charges, but then wait, an unseen hero totally intervenes. A dazzling sword appears out of nowhere, flashing blue and moving with insane speed. The mysterious warrior is seriously impressive, handling the monster situation with absolute ease. They walk over to Muyan, apologizing for not taking care of the monsters even faster. Over here, miss, Seola calls out brightly, totally unfazed by the earlier monster attack. Yangchun stares at this newcomer. And then suddenly, a spark of recognition hits him like a truck. He has this intense flashback to his previous life, seeing a white-haired girl standing there with bodies scattered around her like they were just discarded toys. Yang Chun snaps back to the present. Looks like you're headed to Sichuan, the girl says casually. This mysterious character says there is no one else around and turns to face them. And then she just straight up asks if she can join their group. She introduces herself. Nemgung Bia. And in Yang Chun's head, he's absolutely freaking out. What's that crazy woman doing here? We kick off with Gu Yang Chun lost in memories of his past life, staring at a blood-red sky. Heavy vibes, folks. Crows feast on a battlefield littered with corpses, grim stuff. It's a brutal aftermath, and right in the middle stands a white-haired girl looking like the sole survivor. Grown-up Gu Yang Chun strides through the carnage, cool as ever, saying, "You're the only one left," then asks straight up, "Did you take them all out?" Hero energy on point. She dodges his question, firing back, "What did the cult leader say?" Yang Chun replies, "They told me to bring you here saying you'd go wild." She calls him out, "You made that last part up?" "Okay, fine," he admits. "Guess you're sharp enough to notice." Yang Chun says, "Let's move." "Not that way. Go left." "No, that's your right." Yang Chun corrects as Baya's terrible navigation skills strike again. "You feel that struggle, right?" He sighs, "Just don't do anything weird and follow me," already over her antics. They trudge through the bloody scene, tension thick. Baya asks, "Is the Sword Supreme strong? Curious about the big names, huh?" Yang Chun warns her not to try anything, noting the cult leaders got plans for the Sword Supreme. But she's still wondering, is their swordsmanship better than mine or the cult leaders? Gotta know who's the real deal. Baya keeps moving forward, lost in her thoughts. Suddenly, Yang Chun unleashes a purple energy blast right at her, shouting, "You crazy! Talk about a bold move." Baya barely flinches as the blast engulfs her, tough as nails. The ground shatters around her from the force. She glares. "What? You want to fight? Ready to throw down?" Yang Chun sighs, clearly annoyed by her attitude. Dude's patience is thin. He corrects her direction again. "That's not the right way. Stay on the path, Baya." He snaps, "If you get what I'm saying, shut up and follow." Stern leader vibes. Baya starts to speak, but hesitates. Yang Chun cuts her off. "Mention the three Supremes again and I'll tear you apart." "Harsh words, man." Baya points. "This way looks like a shortcut. Trying to help?" Yang Chun's baffled, thinking, what even is she? Fair question. He mutters, "You're completely insane," as Baya vanishes into the dark. Wild move, girl. Yang Chun reaches their destination in one day, while Namgung Baya takes 4 times as long. Navigation skills? Non-existent. Back in the present, Baya asks, "You heading to Sichuan? Can I tag along?" Bold, but polite. Yang Chun shuts it down, thinking, no way I'm teaming up with her again. Smart choice, dude. He's got more to say, but doubts her claim of being from the Namgung clan. Can't just trust her word. Baya just says, "Is that so?" Cool and calm response. Then Baya powers up, an electric aura sparking around her. A beam of light shoots down from the sky, epic visual. Yang Chun recognizes it as the ruler's sword form, feeling a chill, worried she might use it right there. Next, she opens her eyes. Boom! A massive energy explosion erupts from her. Huge power spike. Baya says, "This is all I can show for now. I'm not skilled enough yet." Mujin's got his sword to her throat, ready for anything, as she asks if that proves her skills and lineage. Yang Chun relents, admitting she's really from the Namgung clan, but he comes up with another excuse saying, "Sorry, but I don't think we should be traveling with someone with such strong martial arts." Valid concern. A few moments later, Baya's alone by a campfire, roasting a frog on a stick. She's a bit further away from the group, but Seola notices, saying, "Looks like she's sleeping there." Yang Chun's relieved Baya didn't argue when he rejected her earlier, but wonders why she's following them despite him telling her they're not going to Sichuan. He decides to ignore her, pretending she's not there. But wait, where's Seola? Turns out she's next to Baya, teaching her how to eat a frog, and Baya's amazed by the lesson. Suddenly, Seola is grabbed by the collar. Yang Chun steps in. "What are you two doing?" "I said no messing around." Seola explains, "Baya was eating a frog, so I helped." Yang Chun's exasperated by their antics. He asks Baya, "Why are you following us? Why is a prestigious clan's daughter traveling alone so far?" Baya admits, "We left together, but I got lost." Directionless, as always. Yang Chun thinks, knew it. Same old terrible navigation from her past life. He repeats, "We're not going to Sichuan." Baya says, "I thought you were, but I guess not." Seola's confused by the chat, looking lost. Then it hits her, "We're not going to Sichuan?" Yang Chun thinks, should have sent her home ages ago. Regrets piling up. Yang Chun tells Baya, "Travel our way if you want, but I'm not helping you." Firm but fair. Baya introduces herself. "Namgung Baya." Yang Chun's like, "I know." dry as ever. She asks him to introduce himself. He hesitates, then says Gu Julyop, using a fake name to hide he's Gu Yangchun of the Gu clan. Sneaky play. He sticks with, I'm Gu Julyop of the Gu clan. Sorry, real Julyop. The next day, Seola spots a squirrel, exclaiming, Look! Yangchun just stares out of the carriage, bored out of his mind. She asks Baya if she's eaten squirrel, and Baya is like, Nope, just a casual foodie chat. Turns out, Seola's off the carriage, sticking close to Baya, chatting happily and slowing the group down. Yangchun calls, Hey Seola, get on the carriage, and no, Baya's not riding with us. Tough call. Seola's like, I don't want to if Baya can't get on. Yangchun stays silent, not budging. Yangchun asks Muyan how long to their destination. Muyan says, 1 day at our normal pace but 3 days at this rate. Slow party struggles. Muyan wonders why Yangchun's so cautious about Baya. Fair question. Yangchun sighs, guess I don't have a choice. Let's figure it out at the next village, he says, finally changing his mind a bit. The crew finally arrive at a nearby village ready to crash somewhere for the night. Yangchun remarks that they have 1 more day left on their journey. Mujin is just stoked that they won't be sleeping outdoors tonight. Seola, riding on Baya's back, exclaims, Let's be roommates. Baya. Yangchun scolds them, telling Seola to get down, wondering why Baya's carrying a maid on her back. Turns out, Seola's legs hurt. Yangchun says, Get on the carriage then, but Baya counters that he just told her not to. Sheesh, there's no winning with these two, is there? Yangchun tells Seola to stop being rude and get off Baya. Then Seola points out a bunch of people in the same outfits as Baya coming their way. One of them screams, Sister. Baya apologizes for getting lost after they grill her about where she's been. That's why I said we should tie ropes on each other, the brother exclaims. That would be too cringe, bro, Baya replies. Her brother's worried sick. Just then, he notices Seola still piggybacking on Baya, and who might you be, he asks. Seola introduces Yangchun as her young master, but the dude just wants her to get down. If this is Baya's brother, Yangchun thinks, then he must be Namgung Chunjun, the future Lightning Blade, one of the 5 great swordsmen of Miram. But for now, he's currently known as the Lightning Dragon. It's an honor to meet you, Yangchun replies. I'm Gu Julyop of the Gu clan. Oh man, poor Julyop's getting his name thrown around, wherever. Chunjun laughs brightly. An honor? Nah, you're being too nice. But then his eyes narrow. But why is it that you're with my sister? He asks, a slight edge in his voice. Yangchun says they met by chance on the way to Sichuan and traveled together. That you weren't going? Baya interrupts, catching him in the lie. Anyway, I walked all the way here. What the heck? Seola's quietly thinking too. Wanting to pay them back for their kindness to his sister, Chunjun offers them rooms since his group booked a ton. No need, Yangchun declines. We just did what was natural. But to be honest, Yangchun really doesn't want to get involved with the crazy witch any more than necessary. Just then, Muyan reports there are no rooms left. Well, we'll have to camp out then, Yangchun declares. Cue the waterworks. Muyan is super tired of roughing it though. Does Master plan on having them sleep outdoors again? Man, that's some next level A-grade acting, Muyan. Yangchun sighs and accepts Chunjun's offer. Flashback time, Namgung Bia's first act as a demonic martial artist. Wipe out her entire clan. Her father, her brother, and all the disciples. After this, she earned the title Demonic Blade Empress, and that began her rise to fame. Yangchun wonders if Baya hated her clan that much. But he isn't seeing any problems with them now. They look like normal siblings. He's also curious about the Namgung clan's secret sword technique. He believes Baya must be stronger than the Lightning Dragon, but it's strange how she hasn't earned any titles yet. Baya's brother seems normal though. Was there something he was missing? Yangchun wonders. He steps out of the door and notices Chunjun approaching Gu. Yangchun starts to thank him for the room. But bam! Chunjun barrels past, his shoulder crashing aggressively into Yangchun. He suddenly turns stone cold, telling Yangchun to know his place. What the what? Yangchun's all shocked Pikachu face. Chunjun doesn't think Yangchun deserves to talk to his sister and that he will cut him in half if he sees Yangchun seducing his innocent sister again. He's ranting about that witch servant girl when suddenly a door slides open and Baya peeks out. Man, it's like day and night. Chunjun snaps back to being cheerful, saying he's glad Yangchun slept well and is ready to help the Gi clan. Let's go have breakfast now, he declares cheerfully, pushing his sister away. Yangchun is all kinds of confused. He concludes that this family, they're all flipping insane. Muyan greets Yangchun the next morning, ready to update him about the Namgung clan. Yeah, don't mention them, Yangchun replies. He wants to leave ASAP to get away from these Namgung weirdos. Inside the dining hall, Baya and Seola are already there. Baya apologizes for not saying hi earlier and Seola offers them dumplings. Yangchun wonders if they seriously have to eat together. He tells Baya that it's fine for Seola to eat with him, but he tells Baya that she shouldn't be here. Because Chunjun's giving him the death stare. Your brother looks like he wants me dead right now, Yangchun explains. Baya is surprised and spins around, but Chunjun is all smiles, trying to pretend nothing is amiss. Oh man, Yangchun wishes that this will be the last time he sees them until the Tang weapons exhibition. He suddenly stands up and declares he's full and is ready to leave. He tells them to stay and enjoy their meal, but Baya just stares after him, wondering what just happened. At that moment, dark smoke fills the air, and it stinks so much it almost makes Baya gag. She's deep in thought when Chunjun calls out to her. Sister, we were all sitting over there. Why did you sit here? He questions. A worried look crosses Bo's face. We see Chunjun surrounded with some kind of dark energy. Baya answers that it was more convenient. Chunjun tells her to sit with them next time, and Baya apologizes. But her eyes are elsewhere, watching Yungchun and his group walk away. She suddenly stands. Hey, you're not done eating. Where are you going? Chunjun asks. To the carriage, she answers abruptly. I just want to rest. Chunjun watches on as Bia steps out and joins up with Yangchun's crew. Crack! Chunjun pops his knuckles angrily. He really hates it when people interfere in their relationship. Yangchun asks Bia why she's still tagging along, but she corrects him, saying she's not following, she's accompanying. He's still confused, asking why she's even here when her big bro is over there. That's because I brought her here. Seola pops out cheerfully. Alright, that's it. Muyan, get them out of here. Yangchun calls out grumpily. Muyan just chuckles, remarking that they'll get off on their own eventually. It's nightfall when they reach Sichuan. It's home to the Sichuan Tang clan, an extremely orthodox and prestigious clan that's been there for centuries. Get this. The Namgun clan have their sharpness, the Hebi Peng clan have their sturdiness, and the Moyong clan their precision. While the Tang clan might seem inferior to other clans, they're unparalleled at handling poison and steel. The Tang weapons exhibition is the result of all that skill. Alright, Yangchun's checked into their rooms and is trying to figure out how to find the treasury in just 3 days after the exhibition. All he knows is that it's somewhere in the general area. Seola, meanwhile, is spinning around the room, amazed at how large it is. How's he supposed to find it in such a big city? If he can't, he might have to bring in the beggar sect. Suddenly, a cry startles him. It's Seola. What's she doing here, though? Seola's gushing that she's never been so high up before, and the wind is so cool. Young master, look, the fireflies are dancing under the moonlight. She beamed. Baya told her about a pretty lake over there, too. She grabs Yangchun's hand, pulling him along, saying they should check it out together. A while later, they arrive at the massive lake. It really is massive, Yangchun remarks, while Seola's sporting a brand new head bump. Yangchun marvels at how rich this clan is that it has a forest inside their home. Suddenly, Seola calls him. Where do you think Seola's hiding? She chuckles as she tries to cover herself with some fireflies and flowers. Cut it out, Yangchun grumbles. Seola tells him she just wants to cheer him up. Nah, it's not something you can help with, Yangchun mutters. But she insists. If he tells her maybe she could help. He relents and asks where someone would hide some valuables in this vast land. Seola's face scrunches into a frown. Why did they hide it? They're meanies. Just then, some random person shows up asking, "Who are you?" and declaring that outsiders aren't allowed here. Yangchun turns and realizes he forgot about the Tang clan lady, the one who single-handedly stopped the swarm of several thousand demonic humans. The lady steps forward. It's Tang So-yeol, also known in the future as the Poison Queen. Flashback. Gi Yangchun remembers that he killed So-yeol in his past life. Things went down in a bloody mess. Grown-up Gi Yangchun approaches her quietly in a cave illuminated by fireflies. Are you all done, Poison Queen? Yangchun asks in a flat voice. She's quiet, as if sensing things. Is it you? She turns towards Yangchun. You look like a silly sight, Yangchun declares. Your clan had already deserted. What do you think would change if you guarded this place by yourself? Nothing would change, was her reply. Then why? Yangchun insists on asking. And you? Why did you come here? She turns the question around with a smile. Yangchun lunges and grabs her by the neck. To end your life, he yells. I see. Well, I'm very sorry, So-yeol says. He's beside himself that she's apologizing to a demonic human, asking if she's lost it. She says that yes, she thinks her sanity must have finally cracked. Too many things she only sees now, after losing her eyes. Yangchun says that her nonsense is over and asks if that's all she has to say. So-yeol admits it's selfish, but if there's time left in this world, she would like to ask. Suddenly, bam! Yangchun goes full kill mode. And it's done. Later, as he walks away, he stares at his hand covered in blood. Gross, was the only thing he could say. Back to the present. So-yeol's totally bugging out, screaming why he's not answering her. Guess she's not the Poison Queen yet, Yangchun thinks. She threatens to call the guards if he doesn't answer. Suddenly, someone calls her and lays a hand on her shoulder. It's Baya, and she whispers something to her. So-yeol tells Baya, why are you only telling me now? So she turns back to Yangchun and introduces herself. She's Tang Soyol of the Tang clan and apologizes for raising her voice to a guest of the family. Yangchun also apologizes and drops Gejulyop's name again. Soyol asks what business brings them here. She begins to explain that outsiders aren't allowed in here. But Seola interrupts, "But why's Baya here?" "Well, it's because she's allowed," Soyol replies. "Ah, she's just being petty," Yangchun thinks. "He was going to leave anyway. I'll be on my way then," he says. As they leave, Soyol grumbles about how Gejulyop of the Gu clan was unbelievably rude. But why was she glaring at him so harshly though, Baya asks. Soyol replies that she didn't like how he didn't apologize even after she pointed out his mistake. She wonders if good looks are everything, adding that she hates guys who act all rude just because they look a little handsome. Wait, what? Soyol stutters and backtracks, trying to explain why she called him handsome. Baya is now so confused. Did Soyol really just call this grumpy dude handsome? Meanwhile, Soyol walks away, still trying to justify her beauty standards and trashing Yangchun in the same breath. Yangchun and Seola walk home, oblivious to everything. Alright, so Yangchun's up bright and early the next morning. The Tang weapons exhibition is like tomorrow, and he's thinking, gotta get some training in. He busts out of his room, ready to go, and bam! Chunjun and Baya are just standing there. What's up with that? He's totally caught off guard, wondering what they even want from him. Food, Baya says. Yangchun is clueless. What do you mean food? Chunjun just straight up says the Tang clan invited them for a meal, and Baya suggested they ask Yangchun to tag along too. Yangchun throws on his most fake-friendly smile, trying to bail. He's all, "Oh, I'm so shy, I'd be super uncomfortable," hoping they'll just ditch him already. But Chunjun ain't buying it for a second. He grabs Yangchun's arm and this dude's got a grip. "Come with us," he says, and it's clear he's not asking. Yangchun's getting pissed now. He can't believe the audacity of this guy. A little bit of dark energy starts bubbling up around him because his patience is wearing thin. "Oh really?" he growls. The sudden change in the air makes Chunjun's eyes pop. He definitely felt that pressure. Yangchun realizes he almost lost it and pulls back his aura real quick. Oops, he thinks. He goes back to being Mr. Super Friendly, laughing it off. He's like, "How could I refuse such a thoughtful invite?" and agrees to go. He throws his arm around Chunjun's shoulders as they walk. "Oh, Mr. Namgun," he whispers. "Keep freaking smiling. Your lovely sister is watching, you know?" Chunjun just clenches his teeth, totally raging that he's been found out. Baya, from behind, thanks him for saying yes, and Yangchun cheerfully says it's no problem at all. They get to this dining hall and it's a massive feast. Yangchun takes one look at the table and he's like, seriously? He knows Sichuan's famous for spicy food, but every single dish is blood red. What's he supposed to eat? Then their hosts show up, Tang Ju-yok, the clan head's son, and his sister Soyol. Yangchun's scanning for anything that looks even remotely edible, and his eyes land on a plate of red dumplings. They're not as red as the others. Maybe they're not too spicy. He pops one in his mouth and then he sees Soyol staring at him with this super weird look. He remembers that look from his past life. She always stared at him like that, and he can't believe he has to deal with it again. He bites into the dumpling, and his mouth explodes with freaking heat. He's desperately looking for somewhere to spit it out. While he's dying, he sees Soyol across the room. So weird. He's fanning his mouth, trying to cool down, when Baya hands him a cup of water. He chugs it down, and then she offers him a piece of meat from her plate, saying it's not spicy. Why are you acting so casual?" he asks. Sorry was all Baya could say. Chunjun sees all this going down, and he's absolutely losing it. He's gripping his chopsticks so hard they snap in two. Ju-yok apologizes. The chopsticks must have been defective, but Chunjun makes up an excuse. Meanwhile, Yangchun notices Soyol sliding over, looking all bummed out. He has no clue what's going on in her head. "Anything you want to say to me?" Yangchun asks nonchalantly, and she gets all flustered. "No, I mean, nothing," she yells, but can totally tell she's got something to say. But before she could muster up the courage, Chunjun loudly interrupts, asking Ju-yok about the training grounds outside. Ju-yok says it's the clan's main area, but it's mostly just for show because the main family members all have their own personal training spots. Chunjun's all, "I want to check it out," and suggests they head there now that they're done eating. Yangchun's giving him the side-eye, wondering what he's planning. The training grounds are huge. Ju-yok mentions that his sister, Soyol, used to always beat him up here when they were kids. She blushes and mumbles something in embarrassment. Then Chunjun grabs a wooden practice sword, saying it's time to digest their meal. He looks directly at Yangchun and challenges him to a sparring match. Yangchun sees right through it. Oh man, that is the face of someone who wants to hand him a beatdown. But no effing way is he gonna play that game. He immediately starts putting on a show, waving his hands all crazy. "I'm just a third rate, you know," he replies. Then Soyol jumps in and yells, "Unacceptable." She points out the huge difference in age and skills. She's worried Chunjun might mess up Yangchun's face. Huh? Why is this witch suddenly defending me, he's thinking. Chunjun smirks and offers a mentoring match with no internal energy allowed. He's so smug. Yangchun knows exactly what he's up to. Mentor him? No energy? Come on, this guy is way too obvious. But Yangchun flips the script. Can you handle it? He asks. He smirks, looks Chunjun right in the eye and asks, are you skilled enough for that? Juyok warns him that's a rude way to talk to a senior, but it's too late. Chunjun's face goes into this wide, crazy grin and his own aura starts flaring with excitement. All right then, he says, his eyes glowing. Let's see how great you are. That's a wrap on this recap. Hit that subscribe button to help us keep pumping out awesome content. Catch you in the next one.